Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Here We Are Year Zero, Episode 5. We're here. We're at Episode 5, halfway to Episode 10. Will the party survive that long? I don't know, but today I'm going to be your DMGM slash storyteller, whichever you would like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I am joined by a cast of lovely people, some people even showing their cameras more than often. As we have directly next to me, we have the infamous Moo.
I believe that everybody's entitled to a firearm regardless of age. Suck it, liberals.
Again, we go over this every week. You go far enough left, you get them back.
You do. You do. You do.
Next up, we have Ellen. All right, giving us a lovely wave. Next up, we're going to have Eric.
Hey, everybody.
And then we're going to have Unicorn.
Hi! It's great to be back!
Yay! And last but not least, Cabby.
Hello.
All right. So, with a bit of a recap this week, we're going to be having Eric do it, and I may ask some questions of the group here and there, depending on how good I feel the recap is. So, Eric, take it away.
I believe that last week's game began as the ambulance that all the characters were occupying was sitting just outside the giant fenced wall of the safe zone. We arrived there and they greeted us at the gate, probably as friendly as they could have been. None of us were shot. None of us were threatened. As we got up to the entryway, they went through some very thorough checks to make sure that none of us were infected, and then eventually we got let into the safe zone. Once there, Dexter moved on to get some guns cleaned for the group. The rest of the crew went straight over to the tent area where we were supposed to reside for the time being, where we met Ellen's character. And Ellen was kind of jerked along with us by the wrist as we started hearing gunfire and machine gun fire through the area that we're at, and realized that some of the very large mutated creatures had broken through the safe wall and were ravaging people inside this small base that they had set up. We started running towards the helicopters that were intended to take us to Atlanta originally. But as we were heading that direction, we heard over the radio that Atlanta had been completely overrun, so we knew that the military was going to have to pick a new destination for us to go as they were lifting off with all of the aircraft and whatnot. After turning and firing our weapons as we were running to make sure that the mutated creatures were not going to catch up to us, they were picking off random unfortunate people in the crowd as we boarded the choppers, and we had just started taking off as we wrapped up the night, I believe.
Yes. No, we were headed towards the airport, right? Like, that's...
The actual end of the episode was a
touched
perception
down at
check from the
JFK.
group
Right.
as you were going over Brooklyn, and you noticed that, or in particular, Dexter noticed that the streets of Brooklyn, while there were several fires from several different locations, and sure, the ground was covered in snow, there were empty streets as you all flew over Brooklyn and eventually landed in JFK. Go ahead.
I was just going to add, and they did tell us in advance that we were going to be stopping at JFK to refuel, and that was going to be basically the halfway point to whatever destination we were headed to, our layover, so to speak.
And also all the information on the bites and the mutations on the phone call of the loud chopper.
Yeah, that is true. Cabby managed to get quite a bit of information out of your CDC contact that has been on the chopper with you, who in fact told you to get on this specific chopper. So you managed to get quite a bit of useful information, particularly about Africa. and the mutations that the strain is taking so far. Does anyone remember how many of the smart variants there are running around, at least confirmed?
6 currently.
6 or
There you
9.
go. All right. The official number was 6 confirmed. However, that number has gone down to 5, as Moo is clearly indicating, because they killed one. And it is believed that when they killed the Korean one, that's when the evacuation zone was suddenly attacked, presumably by the others, because a very, very familiar screeching was heard coming from the direction that the players ran from initially. And there was a very, very, very distant sound of Mr. Blue Sky coming from that direction.
Because fuck that guy.
So can we like invite him to the reunion show?
Absolutely. At your own risk. At your own risk.
Show.
All right. So, we kind of come back in as the ramp to the CH-53E slowly finishes lowering down. You can see the fuel trucks pulling up alongside the chopper, and you watch as an individual in a Marine uniform actually steps on board, quickly followed by 2 others, and they start loading a few things into the chopper, but they quickly motion. You notice the officer among them motions for all of you to step off for some reason. And when the doctor begins to stand up, he motions for him to sit and stay where he is.
Interesting. Are the pilots
Follow.
are
I'll
the
follow
pilots
accordingly.
staying where they're at?
You haven't seen the pilots, but yeah, they're still sitting in their seats. You can slowly hear the engine powering down as they're flipping switches here and there, and getting the helicopter prepared to be fueled. And they haven't really said anything. You know that you could talk to them if you wanted to with the headsets in the back, but they haven't said anything during the whole trip, nor have you seen their faces. But there are 2 pilots there.
Oh, that's cool. I was just making sure that they weren't going to do a touch and go on us and just lift right back off when we all got off of the chopper.
So I am going to. Well, first off, is the chopper still loud enough that it's hard to hear?
It's winding down, but yeah, at this point it is. Maybe if you give it about another 45 seconds to a minute, it'll be at a point where you can actually talk normally.
Okay. So at this point, I've still got my headset on, looking at the CDC doc, and I'd be like, "What's going on?"
I'm not sure. You hear over the radio.
Rachel also has her
Correct, you have
the
your headset on.
Okay, so I can hear the conversation.
You see the Marine officer motion for the rest of you again to head off.
I'm already off.
Okay, so you make your way off. As you make your way out off the ramp of the CH-53E, you can actually see there's an entire squad of 9 Marines that are kind of lined up with their bags next to their feet, a few feet away from the back of the chopper, that are just out of view distance of those sitting down.
So before the chopper winds down all the way, I'm just gonna look at the doc and be like, "Can you tell them that I'm with you?"
I could try. And he goes ahead and takes his headset off, and he waits for a beat as it begins to get quieter and quieter. And it's about this time that all of you can begin to finally hear the hustle and bustle of what's going on outside and hear each other normally. You hear the sound of several vehicles going by, and several people yelling orders back and forth for fueling different vehicles. And you can also hear the sound of other choppers slowly making their way and landing nearby yours. Some of them you recognize from the baseball field, others you don't. But you watch as the doctor kind of goes over to the officer and he says, "These people are with me. Is there some reason that you're telling them to get off?" And the officer kind of scratches his neck for a bit and says, "Well, you're being sent to the carrier. All civilians are supposed to be heading to the civilian ships. So, are you saying these people are medical staff?" And you watch as he kind of, the doc kind of takes a glance back and he says, yes, some of these individuals are medical staff. Is there a particular reason? And go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we hear all this going on?
Yeah, you can hear the conversation at this point.
During that, I would pipe up and be like, I'd just kind of show the badge on my uniform shirt. Be like, yeah, I'm a medic. I'm gonna point over towards Dexter. Be like, he's my partner on the rig, and we got a couple of nurses here with us too. The kid was a ride along.
You watch as the officer goes over to you and he's gonna check your badge. And you're not assigned to a specific hospital, are you?
No, we're one of the municipal departments.
Okay. So he kind of looks at that and he says, "Well, unfortunately, you're not a member of the CDC, so while you are medical staff, you're going to be a great use where we're sending you. We're going to put you on one of the cruise liners, and you're going to be in the convoy in general. But I'm afraid only CDC personnel are going to the carrier itself." And the doc says, "Well, I'm fine with them coming with me. I mean, they could be a great help." And the officer raises his hand. "I've got orders that I cannot take non-CDC personnel onto the carrier." And you notice the doctor kind of quiets at that and looks down and looks over to you, Cabby, and gives you a look of "I tried."
At this point, I'm just gonna look around the room real quick and kind of get a feel for whether or not the rest of the group is looking like they're intent on getting off here, or if they are looking to push this any further.
You can see Nurse Silvers at the very least is like got her bag in hand and she's like ready to stand, but she's stopped herself. Michael as well. I don't know about the rest of you.
Could I hear this from outside?
So,
Yeah, you would be able to.
so Rachel's going to ask. You said that there's another carrier. There's another ship.
Not another carrier, ma'am. We've gotten a few of the cruise liners that were in the area, and we've gotten them together to create a civilian convoy. Currently, we have the cruise liner Carnival Glory that we're going to be sending you to.
And you're sure that all of those civilians have been tested?
Everyone that makes it here is tested.
Okay, great. She wouldn't. She looks back at everybody else and she says, I mean, seems like a good idea to me to be on a ship.
I want to walk over as you're saying that and approach the guy, be like, a little rusty on this, but Vash to Sivanta. Just stare at the officer, dude.
I'm sorry?
Vash to Sivanta. Icelandic for need a translator, or like I figured this is a multicultural, maybe multinational operation, and I'm a polyglot, so sorry, just I'm not athletic, a lot of running. But yeah, words. Also, any snacks?
Okay. I'll inform some people that you are a polyglot. I'm sure there'll definitely be some use for that. And I'll see what they say about that. In the meantime, I am gonna have to put you on Carnival Glory like everybody else, but I'll make sure to put that up the chain that you are in the fleet. When it comes to snacks, there's a few vending machines over by the over by the tower, or you could wait until you're dropped off at Carnival Glory. I mean, they've got a full bar, snacks, restaurants, the whole deal.
This area's been cleared by the military, right? Like, there's no bites here.
You're fine to walk around here for the most part on JFK. However, I would suggest that you stay on the runways. Don't go to the northern or sorry, the eastern or western side of the runway at the farthest end. But yeah.
So while Kira is talking to the officer, I would like to turn to Rachel and just kind of discreetly, just kind of in a hushed tone, be like, getting on a boat's not a bad idea, but getting on a cruise ship with a bunch of other civilians sounds like a recipe for disaster to me.
They're going to put us on it. Like, they're not, there's no other plan for us. That is their ultimate plan, is to place the ones that they have tested on a ship. I mean, if you don't want to go there, I'm sure they won't make you, but where would we go? We're in JFK. And
I've got every intention of getting on that carrier. So I'm gonna take a step forward and put my hand on the CDC doc's shoulder and be like, you know, Doc, that experiment you had us helping out with, I mean, I don't know if that qualifies us here or not, but seemed like it was pretty important if you were willing to let us in on it. And I'm going to make sure that the Marine is able to hear this.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. It'll be under your trained skills, left side, third one.
Can I just buy it out with 3?
Sure. If you want to spend your 3 competency, by the way, go ahead and everybody fill back up your competency points to what your max is. Because everyone, generally used a few skills in the last one, particularly with running, go ahead and I'll say add 5 temp competency points on for last section.
Ooh.
Add an additional 5.
Mm-hmm. So take your max and then add an additional 5.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend the 3 and buy the success on that.
Okay, fantastic. So, dog. I love that this dog loves to sit on every cord I have in this room. So he has jumped up on top of the mic cord. So give me a second here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So with your success, he kind of looks at you and he squints over at the CDC doctor. All right, if you're doing experiments with the CDC doc, I'll send it up the chain of command that you're vital to the CDC's work, and I'll see if I can get you onto the carrier.
Are you eating a sandwich with a fork?
What the hell?
No,
I'm just gonna look back and be like,
right?
Sorry
No,
about her.
I broke open a vending machine with my shotties help thing, so that's what I'm doing.
You didn't have to break it open. They've already used the janitor's keys to open them all up.
Don't stop me from trying.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll see what I can do about getting you on the carrier. In the meantime, everybody, except for the doc, I need to talk to him privately. Off the chopper for now. We're gonna get you reassigned. And then we will figure out, once I've talked to the higher-ups, if we can get all of you onto that carrier. All right? And the officer goes ahead and turns around and walks out.
What was his name? Like,
You just saw Danielson on his name tag. It was J. Danielson.
J. Danielson.
Danielson.
And his rank would have been lieutenant. You kind of all watch as a squad of Marines starts to make their way over to the chopper, and they're starting to put their bags in. And quite a few of them look at you weird as you're still standing there.
Yeah.
I'm still gathering stuff and items myself from everything that we were hauling, so they can stare at me all they freaking want. I'm picking up my shit.
Yep. I'm gonna pull up the couple of medical items I had with me and make my way down.
I'm gonna help the 3 NPCs make sure that they're secure and that they're safe, and if they need any help, I'm gonna help them carry whatever they need carrying.
Oh, hey, Aaron. I totally forgot to spend my Gestalt points last time. Can I do that right now? Damn it.
Always, when we're not in play, you are free to spend as many as you want, but
All right.
Have we?
unfortunately.
We had 3 from
Yeah.
before.
Hey Aaron, can I spend my can I spend my Gestalt points right now?
No.
Alright, I tried. So I guess I want to walk up with some snacks in hand, like as much as my non-athletic self can carry, and just walk up into is Via correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right, I want to walk up to Via. I'd be like, well, I guess I could roleplay this kind of.
Oh my goodness.
So want some sorry, it's right. Want some chips? Want some chips?
Thanks. Sure.
Here you go.
What brand do you hand?
Lay's Cool Ranch. Hope you like that.
Yeah, as long as they're not salt and vinegar, I will eat any chip.
Very agreeable.
Got it. I throw it on the floor and I stomp it out like it's American History X, and I walk over to the others who are offering food.
All right, so you guys go ahead and manage to get your stuff off the chopper, and the doc also gets his stuff off or she starts to, and then the lieutenant sees that he's doing that and pokes his head back in the back of the ramp and just motions for him to stay put.
Victor will stand silently staring at the salt and vinegar chips that have been smashed on the floor, as those are his favorite.
Aww.
They're probably still edible. They were in a bag, right?
Well, bags tend to pop when you smash them.
That's
So
true.
There's about
American
5 or 6
History
of them
X.
that have kind of splayed out of the bag now that it's
Letting you know,
crushed.
Moo, if they had been pickle, we'd have been fighting.
Just consider some kind of karma for your ageism, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't stabbing at you, but the universe made this decision.
The universe made the decision to stomp out the salt and vinegar chips?
They put them in that machine. Okay, I didn't make the choice to put them in that machine. Put them in that situation.
It's the universe's fault. So
That
this is where
stomped the chips. Okay.
This is where I ask, what do you guys want to do? You haven't been told where to go. You know that one of you has freely walked off and gone and gotten potato chips and come back.
I want to take a look at this area. Imagine she's hiking up a duffel bag strap over her shoulders, she's made sure that the other 3 are okay, the other 3 NPCs are okay. She's kind of walking out towards where it seems to be the majority of the people are. Okay, so I'm assuming there's a landing area, and then you move towards wherever you're supposed to go away from it.
What you can see is you have sort of this side strip of the taxi area that leads to the various different terminals and concourses of JFK.
Mhm.
And there are the hangars off to your far left are all open, and you can see several
Mhm.
personnel working on vehicles and aircraft in those.
Mhm.
You can see that there are a couple of tents that are set up underneath the terminal. I don't know if they're ramps or docks or what the technical term is for them, but you know, the ones that they move out to the plane when the plane lands so that you can actually walk into the terminal. There are a couple of tents underneath those, as well as some of the doors behind them are opened up where the baggage, lines are and things like that. And there are quite a few people there. There's a couple of vehicles going back and forth between where you are and where the tower is. And there are several IFVs, AFVs, and MBTs that are kind of stationary in various different places.
Um,
IFVs, infantry fighting vehicles, AFVs, armor fighting vehicles, MBTs, main battle tanks.
Is anyone motioning us anywhere?
So far, no. You can see that there's quite a few different squads of Marines that are moving them out and getting on some of the choppers. But no one's particularly motioning you guys. There are a couple of officers walking around. Of course, there's the maintenance crews running around and getting choppers fueled up, and some are directing people off of choppers. But you don't notice anyone coming to your chopper. However, the two choppers that land adjacent to yours, you can see some people in yellow safety vests with their guidance cones coming over and talking to people as they're getting off of the ramp. And one of the groups gets pointed over towards the tents.
Okay, so she is going to nod towards the tents and be like, should we go over there, guys? Like, it looks like that might be a location point for organization, dispatching of, orders and such.
After what happened earlier, I'm kind of feeling like we need to stay as close to the friggin' choppers as possible.
So before we completely disembark, how far are we roughly at this point from the chopper? I wouldn't have intended to go very far.
I'm thinking that you guys are no more than 30 feet from it.
Yeah, like I would not have gone very far. I just would have moved away so that the other Marines could have, clearly they have plans for the chopper. So, and orders for it. So I'm moving out of their way basically, but I'm not leaving the area too far.
So I'm gonna walk back to the chopper real quick, and see if I can get the CDC doc's attention. What is his name, by the way? I know you told us at one point, but I cannot.
I know I told you, but I can't for the life remember either. So.
Oh, Aaron.
Mr. Doctor. I remember that.
I do remember that was a joke. Yeah.
Let's
Sure
name him.
Victoria or
No.
Well, that's his name is Victor.
Oh my
Victor,
God. Victor, Veronica, Victoria.
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus.
No, we'll say his name is Doc
Jones.
Patterson.
Jones. Okay.
All right.
Doc Patterson?
Like Dr. Doc Patterson?
like
Dr. Patterson.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm gonna make my way over and see if I can get back on the chopper, or at least as close as possible to get his attention real quick.
Okay, you get pretty close before some of the Marines that are loading some ammo boxes on kind of put up their hands and say no civilians on the chopper. Once you've gotten off, you're off. But you can see him over the guy's shoulder.
I'm just gonna look at whichever Marine stops me and be like, "Hey, the doc on there. I've got a piece of his kit. He really needs it back."
He kind of looks back and motions for the doc to come out, and you can see that the staff sergeant that's with that squad is currently talking with the doc, sitting across from him, and the doc holds up a give me a minute, and he comes off the chopper.
All right. So when he comes over, Is there any? Are there any Marines like directly around us?
Several.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, hey, Doc, you forgot a couple of things. I'm gonna reach into my bag. I'm gonna pull out the APAC. It's basically just got aspirin, nitroglycerin, that sort of shit.
Mhm.
The less useful stuff that I've got more of in my drug box anyway. I am going to, while rifling around through the bag, shove shove my spare radio in there and click it to channel 2.
Okay.
And hand it over to him, be like, I figured you'd probably want this, Doc. And then at the same time, I'm just going to start walking away and throw up a 2 with my fingers.
Okay. He kind of nods and quietly makes his way back onto the chopper.
All right,
So
and I'm.
That's okay.
Sorry, just for clarification. So Dr. Patterson, the CDC doctor that's going to the aircraft carrier for the CDC, is on a helicopter currently.
Yes, talking to a staff sergeant.
Is he seated like he's getting ready to
Well,
go?
he was seated, but now he's getting back onto it, and before he even gets fully seated again, him and the staff sergeant are talking again.
Okay.
Yeah, so while I'm walking away, I'm just gonna click my radio on, make sure it's up to a volume that I can hear it, and then I'm gonna go find myself a bench or something away from any of the Marines, but close enough that I've still got eyes on the helicopter.
Okay.
What time is it in the day? Because the whole fiasco thing over at Central Park happened before
Yes.
the.
It's probably only 8 a.m. at this point.
8 a.m. Okay. Rachel's going to be looking over everybody, seeing how their fatigue levels are. If she can visually see anybody showing signs of exhaustion, she's going to approach them.
Okay. So far, it looks like everybody's fine.
As that's all happening, I just want to try to find the lieutenant dude from earlier who told us to get off if he's readily available. And just quickly approach and offer him a snack.
He has made his way over to one of the other choppers, and it looks like he's talking with a maintenance crew who's hooking up some fuel lines to another chopper.
All right. Well, if it's not terribly far, just walk over, offer him a snack real quick, see if he accepts it.
What snack do you offer? Because that will heavily
This guy's
depend.
he seems like a chili barbecue Fritos type.
That is exactly actually what I was looking for. No joke.
Wow.
God tier. So people reading is one of my skills in this character. So hand that to him and just quickly be like, "Thank you for the help." About how much time do we have before we away?
We take off in about another 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. So don't go too far. Airport's covered, but yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So I want to start looking around for a way to get onto the terminals.
Okay. You have the staircases that are on the docking ramps.
Oh, they're already just set? All right, cool.
Yeah, they're not extended, but you can take the staircase up them, and there's a little door that'll lead you right into the terminals. And you can see a few people are hanging out at the windows inside of the terminal.
Done. I'm in there. All right, cool. You guys can have your dialogue. In the background, I want my character to be looking for a Puffy Poo Poo Panda backpack. The quest has not ended. I want that backpack. It's a new hot item, and I know airports tend to have a lot of those things, you know.
How
so
far are you willing to go?
I got 2 hours. We'll see what we can pull off.
Okay. The question is, are you going to, if you don't find it in this terminal, are you willing to go to a different terminal?
Definitely, depending on how spooky it looks, but I'm going to inform Via and Rachel of my wonderful stuff.
Via.
Sorry, Via, like Olivia, Via, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my apologies. Via and Rachel.
You're pissing me off.
Excuse me, Aaron.
Hey. All right, that is a rocks fall party dies offense. All right.
All right, but if that does authentically upset you, my apologies, Rachel. But yeah, inform your characters.
Her name was Raquel.
Don't confuse me, because I'm going to believe that. I'm trying to be a good human. Don't take
I'm
offense.
trying to be a good human. Nice.
Okay, but you inform them.
Okay.
Do you guys have any objection?
Objection to what? I'm sorry.
Walk around the terminal. Go look around.
And a
you know.
I'm
backpack.
no. I mean, she's looking over everyone else, like making sure that they're okay, and she hasn't gotten over to, Kira. So probably she would notice. I think Rachel would probably notice first if Kira was gone. If nobody else does.
Oh, but I was going out of my way to tell you and Via
Oh.
that I was going to go. Just I'm not irresponsible enough to just go wandering in the middle of a zombie apocalypse like that. Be like, go check the terminal, guys, this is clear. And meet back here maybe an hour and a half at the latest.
I would. Yeah, that's fine. Don't leave the terminal though. Like if it's, I mean, she looks up and she can see people in the windows and stuff like that. That's fine. Like she would just say, I mean, you want to be close, so if trouble happens, you can come back.
Challenge accepted. I'm not a good runner, but got the little golf carts in there, so hopefully there's keys.
Do we have extra radios?
I don't think we do. But the boys would know that better than I would.
So Dex has one on him, I have one on me, and I gave the spare in the bag to the doc.
So that would be probably not.
You guys did take the radio off of the security guard, right?
I don't recall this.
Yeah, we took it off the security guard.
Okay, then
We
you would have
would've-
4.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
dead
four.
one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These
okay.
radios are all compatible with one another.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how these things
With-
work.
With our, aren't they with our specific?
Well, I think the
radios
radios
they are?
that Cabby is talking about is the radios from the ambulance.
Yeah, so the
Oh.
radios that I have on me will pick up frequencies on national emergency levels, so like National Guard radios, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But they won't talk with other radios that aren't.
Okay, so they're not
Sending
just
the
like
same.
generic walkie-talkies.
No.
Okay.
So you would have one generic, and that's the one from the security
Well, that's
officer.
not helpful.
Yeah.
Those
Maybe.
tend to need to be in pairs to be useful. Right. I was going to suggest that I go along on this backpack mission and bring a radio, but there isn't one. So I will come still, but I'm not interested in going too far. I'll come along if you want some company.
I do.
And
again
I'm
if
going to be
you,
looking for other useful items.
Mhm.
Not that
there
a
you go.
backpack is not useful, but I'll be looking for other things too.
In that case, I would like the two of you to go ahead. Well, actually, quickly, is anyone else going to go with them?
No.
Okay.
I was
Nope.
just going to say that if anybody approaches Dexter to let him know that they're leaving, he says, "Don't die," as he puts his backpack under his head and lays down to take a nap.
Flexing your backpack. I see you, 1%.
What?
Okay. I get the joke. I get it. All right.
Feels freaking horrible.
So, you guys, you go ahead and you head up to the terminal, and you can see several of the shops have been opened up. The only one that's actually actively has staff at it is the Starbucks that's right next to some of the terminals. Go ahead.
Of course.
Yes.
Starbucks is open.
It's not opened up with official staff. It's opened up with 3 people who you assume are probably baristas at Starbucks that were in the city. And they're just working away. But there's a few shops that have like newspapers and things like that, and of course there's souvenirs of New York and things like that. And there are a few restaurants that have their gates open, but people have kind of just like rifled through the very easily accessible, don't really have to cook parts of the food from those restaurants. And if you'd like to go on a deep dive for the special edition backpack, I'm going to need from the both of you. Well, for the backpack, I'm going to need search. And could you give me sort of an idea as to what kind of items Via's interested in?
Yeah, I am looking for medicine, like little first aid kits.
Mhm.
They probably don't sell matches and lighters at the airport, but maybe, let's see, definitely first aid kits, probably things like chapstick and hand lotion, which sounds frivolous, but they can definitely make things a little bit nicer. Portable non-perishable snacks like nuts, bags of nuts. If we go by a restaurant that has its gates open, I'd probably go in the back and look for a couple of big sharp knives.
Okay.
Things like that.
What I'll give to you immediately, this is an international airport that answers a lot to the European community. So while there aren't matches, there are Zippo lighters with like New York City stamps on them.
Okay.
And you could probably pick up about 3 of those if you wanted to.
Yeah, I will grab them.
For the other items, I am going to need a search check because those are actually heavily sought commodities that people would start looking for at
I
this
think
point.
you guys should just go ahead and spend some competency points to get automatic successes, since there's no way you're going to need them later when you're running for your life.
I hear you. But I'm just hooked on the dice of storytelling. I really want this backpack.
God damn it.
I was gonna say, didn't you say our survival points play into looking for shit too?
Correctamundo. They can, should you choose to spend them.
Are those group points or individual
it's
points?
They are
Spendable.
group.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're not spending that on a backpack. I'm sorry, dude.
Now I'm
Okay.
torn. I don't know if I should roll or not.
Wait a minute. If they're group, how does that work? So like,
No,
I've
no,
got
no.
So survival points. So every character has their own survival point pool. Okay. Now, certain characters, when they perform certain actions, will accrue survival points should they be willing to save some of their successes to do so. When that happens, your character, the amount of points that they've earned, then goes to the group pool. At which point, here's what can happen. Either you personally can choose to spend it whenever you're searching for something, or you can have the group decide when to spend it. So, for instance, if both Via and Kira don't have survival points, they can't just spend them willy-nilly. They have to ask the group. But let's say Cabby and Kira are searching. If Cabby has survival points and he thinks he relatively knows something that might be in a shop, and you're at that shop, you can spend those survival points that Cabby has to try and accrue that item. If you get what I'm saying.
So it's basically
You
just
don't have
means
to
that,
ask the
like,
group, though, when
core
you have them.
things just
Gabby.
disappear.
So
gotcha.
if you've contributed to the survival point pool, then you don't have to ask. But if you
Correct.
haven't contributed to the is this per session?
No, this is entire game.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter what session you've contributed to the pool, but as long as
Correct.
you have.
As
Okay.
long as you personally have contributed and you have points on your personal sheet marked down, you can use up to your points freely without having to ask the group. But the
Okay.
moment you go over that, or if a character who doesn't have any of those points asks, or wants to use them, they have to ask the group.
Gotcha.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
All right. So you're Kira, you're spending 3. That brings you to 1 success. However, I'm looking for 3 successes for this bag. So what I'll tell you is,
You find a generic knockoff.
you find you don't even find a knockoff. Here's what you find. As you're going through and you're searching through the shops, eventually you find sort of a New York tourist shop. You make your way inside, excited that you might be able to find the bag. However, as you're searching through, you don't find the bag. Instead, all you find is a bag with a branded keychain from that collection on it.
I'm gonna take the keychain with the back and stay.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go help Via in her searches.
All right, fantastic. While that's going on, Via, you're easily able to find a couple of knives. You're even able to find a few easily warm-upable meals in one of the restaurants next to the set of knives. There's a pantry drawer that you open up looking for any additional knives, and you can see that there are a few. It's a cooled drawer, and there's a few ready-to-eat meals in there. You just have to warm them up in a microwave. Should you choose to take those. You also go ahead and you find lotion. You don't find chapstick, though. All of it's been raided. And is there anything else that I missed that you were looking for?
Like a basic first aid kit or
Those are gone.
Okay.
The
Any
knife?
medicine.
Didn't you say a knife too?
I got knives. I got
She
two
has
knives.
knives. Yeah.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Mister.
And you have your choice because there's a knife set back there. You have your choice between, your regular, this is a kitchen knife, or your full-on butcher's knife.
I think I'd probably take one of each.
Okay. Fantastic.
What about okay, if we found a souvenir shop, which obviously we did for the keychain, do they have one of those whirly things of magnetic bottle and can openers?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll grab a couple of those too if they're easily accessible. It's
Mhm.
always good to have a can opener.
They have some of they have bottle openers, the magnetic can openers, and also some of the very plain Jane can openers. All of them, of course, stamped with New York symbolage.
You guys could check Sharper Image there in the airport for.
Use the massage chairs while we're there.
Yeah. They've probably got some drones in there too.
Oh, drones.
Those may be in here, but I would need another search check.
Drones.
Okay. I'll search again. We'll look for a Brookstone or a Sharper Image.
Okay. Go ahead and look around. Wow.
Wow.
Gravity.
I'm just staring at my feet while just bummed I can't find the backpack. That's my contribution to the world, my man.
Kira ends up having to go to the bathroom and is distracted during her search. However, Via, you managed to find a store that does have a drone. Even better, you find in this store a compatible VR headset that you can Bluetooth to your phone or cord to your phone with the correct adapter. Even better, you see the adapter cord sitting on the counter next to the cashier. That'll leave you with 2 successes to play around with, should you wish.
Or she can contribute them to the survival point thing.
Correct.
Contribute them to the backpack. Fun.
What? What are you talking about? We should put that towards the team. I
I'm
mean,
just
if you're
kidding.
gonna do this, I'm gonna respect your RP choices, but still,
I'm trying to think if there's anything else in an airport that
we're allowed to discuss ideas out of character, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Aaron?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's only
so,
in combat that I will limit your time doing that.
So I
Mhm.
don't know how strict the security is looking right now around us, Via, but I guess when I come out of the bathroom, I might as well mention this since I can't get the backpack. I guess I'll say character. uh, so Aaron, how's security looking in this airport? Are we just free to wander around, basically?
Basically,
Where's the
there
soldiers?
are a few members of the National Guard inside of the actual terminal itself, but they're mainly just keeping civil order, and that's about it. They don't
All right.
mind the fact that people are going around and getting stuff, essentially looting out of some of the stores.
So I'm gonna say to Via, depending on how they're positioned, I know airports confiscate, dangerous items, and who knows? We're in New York. There might be an exotic find amongst these confiscated items.
Yeah, I mean,
you would be shocked what people bring through airport
we
security.
could go look at the security lines. They probably have bins where they throw the stuff they confiscate from people.
I think they'd be locked in an office, but that could be a quest for us. I think we probably have another
Depends
hour.
on how quickly people scattered when this all went down. If they just dropped their stuff and ran.
There are also Barnes and Nobles in
There are, yeah.
airports where you can find survival guides.
I was tempted to get some because I need to get some education somewhere.
You can also find.
I am a forest ranger. I'm your survival guide. Thank you very much.
That's true. There are also those stores that have nothing but like gourmet caramel popcorn.
Oh,
Nothing
oh,
else. You know what I'm talking about.
For the C's candies.
Yeah, and the C's candies, right?
oh.
Excuse me.
All jokes aside, I guess I'll make a comment as I started getting like food stuff. I know Snickers are good for hiking type things. They give you a quick burst of whatever's.
Let's head to security lines.
Mhm.
Take a look.
Alright.
Maybe there's a lost and found there, and the
may be a
like
Sky Mall.
confiscated item
Ooh, a Sky Mall.
Mhm.
area.
Okay.
Good
and I
place to
guess
start, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I guess while we're doing that, to be fair, does anyone else want to do anything? Because I feel like we passed at least 30 minutes in game time at least or something doing all this.
Yeah, you've been searching around for a good 25 minutes at this point.
Dexter is
Yeah.
relieving stress through nap time.
There you go. All right.
And I have just been kicked back on a bench, listening to the radio and closing my eyes.
So you guys begin making your way to security, and you quickly realize as you're looking at the signs, you're not at the terminal for security. At least
That's
your
code for he doesn't
terminal.
have anything planned.
No. That's code for you're not at the terminal that has where all the fun stuff would be. Because currently you guys are over at the what's this one called? It's the JetBlue Airways terminal.
People go through security in other places and like take a shuttle or a tram or something
Right, exactly.
over to where we are. Okay.
The I guess it's called JetBlue 1 is the part of JFK that you guys are at. The terminal that where all the fun stuff would be JFK Terminal 4, which is the proper international terminal.
Sounds close enough.
If you took one of the trolleys over, or not trolleys, but one of the carts over, you could probably get to that terminal in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm down the go kart.
That makes me a little nervous, but I think it's probably important to try to find some
You
gear.
guys are in Terminal 5. That's the one that you're in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll turn to Via and then I'll say, well, seeing as this has evolved into something a little bit bigger, I don't like the idea of a potential node or group conflict, but if we had to venture that far out, I think it might not hurt to see if anyone else wants to come reinforce, because I think that could benefit the group.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Probably
I guess
find
we
some
waddle
Swaggies.
over.
Looking up the map for Terminal 5 to see what stores are over here.
You could see.
I gave up on my backpack. You said it's not there. Maybe in the next terminal. Who knows?
There's a World Bean. There's a
sushi
New York
store.
Sports Grill. There's a Cibo Express Gourmet Market. There's an let's see here. La Vie, Starbucks, Five Steak, Baked by Melissa, Deep Blue on the Fly, Boar's
There's a-
Head.
Duty-free shop.
Ooh, Boar's Head.
Is there?
IS duty-free. Right
For
next to New
some
York
salami.
Minute.
Right next to New York
Um,
Minute.
Yeah. If we
What's a duty free?
pass that,
No taxes.
oh, there's another one. I'd like to grab a couple of bottles of vodka for
Absolutely.
disinfection purposes.
Sure. Disinfection purposes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Feel free.
Disinfection
Disin-
purposes.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Hmm.
There's Kate Spade. They probably have some nice leather bags.
Absolutely.
There's a Best Buy. Oh, Best Buy Express. That's probably one of those machines.
It is.
Those are dumb. They probably don't have anything useful in that.
No,
We
they
probably
don't.
all have cell phones.
Those are
As
I would
There's an
definitely-
in-motion electronics store. If you want to go in
Oh.
there.
know what they have there. Yeah, you know what? I will. I'll run into the. This is turning into a whole thing. I'm
No.
The shopping episode.
right.
I feel so guilty.
I'm gonna think an electronics store probably has a stand of like chargers in the front.
In the front, no. But you do see like charger, various different charger, universal chargers, and specific
Okay.
chargers on the back left wall. And there's like a red sign above it that says portable power. But like in the front of the store, there's different luggage sets, and there's even like some Star Wars, Chewbacca and C-3PO themed sets of luggage that are for sale.
I don't need that.
There are headsets, there's GoPros, there's memory cards, there's all sorts of fun stuff, and my dog is stepping on my cords again. God dang it.
I'll grab some generic universal like charging cords.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Do you grab any of the
and-
GoPros?
No, I wouldn't think to do that, honestly.
Okay.
I don't think Via would think to do that.
So I'll turn to. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay, so I guess I'll turn to Via and go. Do you know about cell phones?
I have one.
Okay, I guess I'll look over to what looks like it's the cell phone with the most dollar signs around it that we can find in this time period, and just break the glass open and grab it and be like, "You help me use this thing?"
I think it's probably not going to work if it's not activated.
Okay, I just toss it behind me, not understanding the value of anything. Let's go find your stuff.
You toss it behind you, and it hits like the stack of Bose headsets in the background, and the entire stack scatters across the floor.
Diamonds to a starving man is nothing but rocks.
Yeah, and as if you guys want to like leave the in motion, you know, there's this cinematic shot as Kira is walking out of the store, and you hear the clattering of the Bose headphones behind her, and the camera slowly zooms past her. She walks off and to the left, and it slowly focuses in on the infit watches for getting in shape. There's like a brief flashback of Kira running to the Humvee.
Rude.
Anyways, that's
I
enough
feel
jesting.
attacked. Alright, so,
but yeah.
anything else we want to grab in the immediate before we get more people, or do we just say golf cart it and just get this over with?
I mean, I think I've grabbed everything that I would have thought of to grab. I am very overconfident in what I have packed in my backpack, and I'm happy to go get other people now. See if anybody wants to come to the other terminal.
All right. Just be stuffing Snickers in my mouth as we arrive, I guess.
Fantastic. All right. And as you guys are heading out, you guys do see that there's a walk bridge that takes you to the TWA part of this terminal, should you wish to go that way ever.
WA.
TWA is the
Terminal.
hotel. It's like a hotel that's attached to this terminal.
Hell no! Why? Trying to kill us?
All right. But you guys make your way back out and kind of do you just take the same ramp that you used to get in, or do you take a different one?
Different flavor.
Probably would head to the same one since we know
Okay.
it goes to the right spot.
Yeah,
Fair
you
point.
guys go ahead and take the ramp on out, past the World Bean. You make your way down the stairs, and you can see the tents in front of you. And as you're coming down those stairs, we cut over to everybody else, presumably over by the tents. One of you, of course, asleep on top of their backpack. Checking in to see if you guys want to do anything during that time.
I am just still kicking back, keeping an eye on that helicopter and the doctor.
He's in there for a while. And eventually he gets up and kind of shakes the hand of the staff sergeant and makes his way out and starts walking over to you. Sits down. All right. That conversation was boring. Anyways.
Boring. I like boring. Still kind of sitting there with my eyes half closed.
It was basically just me rehashing over some basic things that we had found out.
Bureaucracy. Gotta love it.
Mhm.
Well, what do you think the odds of us getting on that ship are?
On the carrier? I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you where you're going, though.
Oh.
It'll cost you $50. And he gives you a smile and a wink.
I'm just gonna look over at him and be like, "What? We're not using bottle caps yet? Come on."
That'll be 250 caps, sir. No, I'm kidding. Ones with the star. Those are the valuable ones. No, they're thinking about either. Well, you're definitely going to the West Coast, and it looks like they're going to start setting up a fallback area to the Mississippi River, in case the Alabama and Tennessee fall, because they've started to have issues there. South Carolina's having some progressive issues with those pushing out of Georgia. But most of Georgia is still intact, though, but they are having some push from Atlanta to Augusta and then making their way to Columbia, apparently.
Speaking of the lost city of Atlanta, you
Very
said there
ironic.
was something down there that they were working on. Any idea what that might be?
No, I'm wasn't fully in the loop on that particular project. I know it had to do with more research along the morphine route, but unfortunately, I was cut off from that particular vein of information, as it were, due to some rushing that we were doing up here in New York.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it. If anyone wants to find that out, they gotta get on that carrier, right?
No, if anyone wants to find that out, they have to make their way to Atlanta.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
The only other people who know at this point about what Atlanta has found out would be the The center in France, which is apparently still active. Apparently, they were live streaming to one another when Atlanta fell.
Georgia or France? Sounds like a terrible decision.
I would agree. Weather's terrible in France this time of year.
Well, and it's closer to that giant spider monkey thing. I'm just gonna look over at him, big grin and wink.
His brow kind of furrows, and he says, I mean, it would still have to go through Uganda, Southern Sudan, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Turkey, Syria, all those places before it even got close to France.
I will bet you 10-1 that sucker's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Wasn't that a dog?
Huh?
I remember. We're talking about the same thing here, correct, Cabby? Hug or a pit bull? Can't remember which.
I thought it was the thing that was crossing the street with all the people. Is that what you're referencing, Cabby?
No, I was talking about the giant spider monkey.
What giant spider monkey?
The giant undead spider monkey in South Africa.
Do we even know about that?
Isn't there the thing crossing the street with a bunch of people that they thought were dead, and then they came back to life in the delay, and that's when they found out that there might be a... Is that what we're referencing? Because that's what I thought we were talking about this whole time.
He's partially referencing that, and I'm assuming he's also referencing Doggy Monkey Baby.
No. Talladega Nights.
Oh, Talladega Nights.
Come at you like a spider monkey.
That's right. I don't know. When you said Mountain Dew, the first thing that popped in my head is like a dancing baby dog monkey with rattlers and 3 dudes.
Completely forgot that commercial existed, and I'm going to go back to my oblivious bullshit.
I thought you guys were doing like a jab at Ellen because she was drinking Mountain Dew. That's Mountain Dew,
Yeah,
right?
you are drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, come on, guys. On the sharps. Damn. Alright, I guess.
So, yeah. So at this point, I'm just gonna kind of sit back and close my eyes, and just kind of talk out of the corner of my mouth towards Dr. Pattinson and be like, "So, what do you think the odds of us going on that boat are?"
He's already answered that question.
No. I asked him if he knew.
25%.
Well, seems like the safest place.
Oh, it seemed like it, yeah.
We'll see what we can do about that.
But we're talking about the military here. And I'm sure that you know very well how anal they can be.
Oh, and as long as you prove yourself useful. All right. Well, you hang on to that radio. If something comes up, just hit talk.
Sure thing. You hang on to that radio, and he looks down at yours, and if something tries to bite you, let me know.
Oh, if something tries to bite me, you won't need a radio to hear me. And I am just going to kick back. I'm going to prop my radio up on my arms as I cross them and then lean back and take a nap.
All right. And that is where we are going to take our first break. So we will see you soon, ladies and gentlemen, as we come back for Here We Are, Year Zero. BRB. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, year zero. So, as the camera pans around, going from one side of the airfield to the other, we find ourselves in the tents with Nurse Silvers and Rachel. Kind of just looking around. You can see there's a few bunks in here. There's quite a bit of like snacks and things that have already been pulled out of vending machines. They're kind of piled up on tables. People are kind of milling about, have luggage and things like that. Several people have way more luggage than they should be taking, but that's just people. And Silvers just kind of clings tightly to what she has and just kind of says to you, you know, I kind of miss Starbucks.
You know, there was a group of them that went into the terminals. I bet you there's one in there. I don't know what state or condition it's in, but I bet you. I mean, Starbucks is everywhere. So
you want to get a coffee?
No, I was kind of hoping to kind of maybe check around here and see what's going on here, you know.
And see to other people's problems when not seeing to your own?
That or maybe kind of, you know, keeping my ears open as I'm passing by certain groups of people.
That's a good point. All right, what are we keeping our ears open for?
I just want to hear, I want to know what's going on with this crew, like the ship that all the civilians are going on to. Like what's the plan for that ship? Like, are they just gonna sit off the coast, or are they going somewhere? Like,
I'm listening into military conversations?
I mean, if we're passing by, like, we could stop and drop something maybe and listen. I don't know. Like,
drop something. She goes over to the nearest guy who's kind of just stationed nearby, and he doesn't have a Marine uniform on. He has a National Guard uniform. And you've kind of noticed when it comes to the civilian groups, you see quite a bit of National Guard, but everything else out on the runway is mainly Marines. And she goes over to one of the guys outside of the tent, and she uncasually just drops a few items. And she slowly bends over and looks deep into his eyes and says, "Hey."
Oh, God.
My friend and then she just stands up casually. "My friend wants to know what's going on with the ships."
Oh, my God,
Bend
no.
and snap.
No.
Christ.
So,
This is the guy's
Rachel.
interpretation of women flirting.
So Rachel like watches this and her eyes suddenly go like extremely wide, like, okay, lesson learned. Silvers is not the one to be subtle. Okay, we're good. Good time to learn these things.
And you see the two of them talk back and forth for a moment, and then eventually she like shrugs her shoulders and picks up the few items that she dropped. And then walks back over to you. "Yeah, he said we're going through the Panama Canal to go to California."
That's a huge trip. And like, Panama Canal counts on like someone operating the levees. Like, okay. Well, at least there's a plan. Good to know.
You gotta be more
great.
direct. Notice
What
how
do you mean,
over dramatized I just did that just to go over to him and talk.
Yeah, but they're all busy and it's a stressful situation. I don't want to
He looks bored.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, you're welcome to go get some coffee. Like, I'm gonna kind of meander around and see if I can, you know, secure any.
What would Rachel's favorite coffee be?
She's definitely like a mocha kind of gal. That's not really coffee. It's just, well, it's coffee with like hot chocolate, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go up those stairs and I'm going to go inside the terminal and I'm going to get you a mocha frap. So I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Watch
So-
Silver just disappears.
Jesus Christ. Like, and I'm gonna just like put my forehead in my hands and just be like, I had no idea Megan was so like not subtle. Like not subtle. That one is not. And she's going to she's not gonna approach that soldier or anything like that, but what other type of like are there any medical tents around?
Not that you see, no.
Okay.
None that blatantly have something like the Red Cross or anything like that on it.
Okay. She's going to walk around just looking through the tents just to see what kind of business is being taken care of there and stuff.
Mhm.
Looking for like a medical type tent. If I
Okay.
mean not like she's not expecting like triage tent. She's expecting like a tent where there is medical items, maybe some medical staff, but it's not going to be a full blown type of thing. But she
think
just
Rachel
kind of
would have. Oh, good.
what?
I was gonna say, you think Rachel would have PTSD from the last time I ditched her in one?
I mean, she was pissed. She wouldn't have PTSD from it, but she was fucking pissed. But she helped somebody, so ultimately, that's what she does: is help people. But she's also looking to help her group, so that's what she's wanting to do.
Okay, you look around for a while. You do manage to run into a group of nurses, but they're not at like they haven't set up a nurse station or a medical station or anything like that. They're nurses from a different hospital here in Brooklyn that are kind of gathered around in one tent, and they're talking amongst each other and things like that, but they aren't helping anyone.
Okay. I'll go ahead and approach them, and I'll be like, "Oh, hey," because would I have heard them speak about where they worked or anything like that, or would I have
You don't
seen
even have to hear that. You just see it, that they're all wearing their badges. Most of them are in their scrubs. A few of them are in like dressed down the mop suits that you guys were given to go into the apartments.
Okay, I'll go ahead and approach them and be like, "Oh, hey, you guys are medical staff as well. I'm glad you guys made it. Kind of crazy shit happening, right?"
And the first one that immediately perks up and sort of pays attention to you. Male, late 20s, kind of a scruffy 5 o'clock shadow that's starting to go into the early stages of a beard, and really baggy eyes to the point where he has dark circles, like full on dark circles. He's wearing one of the mop suits that you had on earlier, but it's kind of like rolled it down. Hi. You're in your scrubs. What hospital are you from?
I'm just gonna tell him what hospital I'm from.
Okay.
Because I don't remember Ava doesn't remember the fucking name of the hospital she was from, but
Yep,
she would.
absolutely. So you go ahead and tell him what hospital you're from. And he says, "Oh, okay. So you're from like in city. Gotcha."
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you guys?
We
get
were in
out?
Queens. We were off shift, or at least we were going off shift. My group, and he points to two others that are further in the tent, talking to some other nurses. This is Nurse Jessie. And he points over to the lady next to him, and she kind of waves at you. "Hey, how you doing?" She's much more spry, early 40s, kind of a few graying hairs here and there, kind of short cropped blonde hair. "Hi, how you doing?"
Hey.
But yeah, I had gotten off shift, and we were driving back. We noticed these guys when everything started kicking off, and we got them in our van. We made our way to JFK, and the military was already here from the whole quarantine thing that was going on with people coming into to JFK and LaGuardia. So we figured this would be the safe place. And then the next thing we know, fucking Marines are showing up. There are boats that are hitting, the outer freaking runway, and tanks start rolling out and stuff, and things were going crazy. And so, yeah, it's been a fun, interesting day.
It sounds like you guys have also had some stressful situations happen.
Mm.
Well, I'm glad you guys are okay. Have you heard anything?
I mean, like, the only thing we've really heard is that we're going on a couple of cruise ships that apparently were around, that they've gathered and cobbled together. I think we're going, hold on, let me find the name, because I do have it. We're going on the Splendor. Those guys over there, and he points to another group of nurses. They're apparently going on the Miracle, and Jesse over there, and he points to a younger doctor with short crop black hair, early 20s, with a caramel complexion and vibrant brown eyes, who's kind of just sipping away at some Starbucks. He's going on the Glory.
wow.
Yeah, that's what so far. Yeah, we got 3 Carnival cruise ships. There's a Royal Caribbean one out there too. We were told by some guys who decided to take some binoculars out and run out to the far end of the airstrip. And then there's like a couple of fishing trolleys and stuff out there. So yeah.
Do you think have you heard anything unusual about these things? I don't know what to
All
call them.
sorts of fucking things. I mean, what do you want? Where do you want to start?
Just the weirdest thing that you've heard so far.
Well, I mean, the weirdest ones that we've heard is there's been ones that are that have claws that talk, but the weirdest ones we've seen, they were like pale gray skin and horribly contorted, and they leaped around, and it was freaky. And they ran really fast, like faster than a normal person fast.
Yeah, I've seen the ones with the claws. Those guys are fucking creepy as hell. I don't know if I've seen the really fast ones.
Flashback to last episode, yes, you did.
Oh, okay, thanks.
They were the ones that were leaping over the crowd and grabbing people and dragging them off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, and I do remember we were in Central Park and we saw the leapers.
Oh, you were in Central. Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
saw that on
had to.
ABC. You guys did not do well.
Well, we weren't there that long, so
Yeah.
I think we got in just before everything went to shit.
Excuse me.
Was there any type of development that happened at the hospital before you guys went out? Like anything new that you guys heard or anything?
When we left the hospital, I wasn't at and he looks over to the nurse next to him. She says, no, it was people started attacking each other. There was people puking in people's mouths and all sorts of weirdness. And I hopped in the ambulance with this one guy, and we got out of there. But I mean,
okay,
nothing super out of. And she kind of contorts her face in this, like, what the fuck am I saying? Out of the ordinary?
Yeah.
If you can call this ordinary?
Right. No, well, this is definitely unusual. I don't know if this is going to be like the new normal, but I hope it's not.
I hope not. I really hope not. I mean, I've got a boyfriend in Seattle, but that's Seattle. How am I going to make it there during all this? And that's when the guy pipes up, well, you are taking us to California. She kind of thinks on it. That's a good point. Maybe rent a car. God, is money going to be worth anything? It has to be. It has to be.
So Rachel is just going to kind of listen and nod or shake her head like at proper intervals. She's going to she's gonna try to wrap up her conversation and just say, "Well, I'm Rachel, traveling with that guy over there," and she'll point to Cabby and the other two NPCs that are over there too. I'm assuming. Oh, and Dexter, who's asleep too. So if you guys, hear of anything or see something unusual or something like that, just feel free to come over and let us
Yeah,
know.
they kind of shake their head and as you're starting to leave the tent, you notice that the tent, like the random conversations that were going on in the tent, like kind of stop, and they all just start getting into this massive debate on if money is going to be valuable or not, and if it's not, how much can they barter for the medical supplies that they have on them. And you notice they all start piling up in a group and talking and going through various different packs that they have. And they're like, well, I've got this. And one guy's like, well, I've still got 20 vials of morphine, and so on and so forth. And that's what you hear as you're kind of starting to move out of the tent.
She hears the 20 vials of morphine. I mean, I'll take those. Like if you're wanting to trade them away.
And the guy who says it, this is like, no, this is, money is not valuable anymore. I mean, got to conserve, just in case.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, I got you. No problem. If you
Actually, you know what? If you've got any Propofol.
What?
He mentions a medication that you know for a fact you have some in a bag.
Okay.
But you've only got like 2 injectors of it.
What does it do, Aaron?
Let me re-look back up that medicine. I don't have it off the top of my head. Hold on.
Does Cabby know? I thought he was like the encyclopedia for this.
Cabby is asleep.
No, what's it called though?
Propofol.
Oh, propofol. It's a paralytic.
Yeah, it's anesthetic. It can
Killed Michael
cause
Jackson.
relaxation and
was gonna say
sleepiness
that's-
before and during surgery and other medical procedures.
Paralytic.
Okay. Because that's gibberish to me non-medical.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, like paralyzing. Okay, okay.
I'll go. Actually, what she'll say is that I'll go check my stuff and reconvene with you if we have some more. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So she's gonna go back.
And so at that point, I'll
and-
say everybody's like together at this point.
Yeah.
And it's maybe been like a grand total hour.
Okay.
Dexter will be up at this point. He's going to try to find, just for shits and giggles, a place to sit down, and he's going to break out his laptop, and he's going to pull up the camera feeds for the building that we were in New York, just to take a look at things. See if the building's been overrun, see if the front gate has been destroyed.
Make me a search check. No repercussions on this one. Good thing I said that.
I'll spend 3 to
Okay.
even it.
So you go ahead and even that out. You can... Let's see. The cameras that are still active are the ones on every floor above 2. The external camera is still active, and the alleyway camera is still active.
Okay. Anything unusual going on there?
Not a thing.
Okay.
It looks empty.
Hello?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I thought I got disconnected or something.
You did not. It just went quiet after I said it looks empty. No additional dialogue has taken place.
Okay.
Oh.
Dexter will just put his stuff away and rejoin with the group.
Fantastic.
Grab a snack or two, refuel a little bit.
Is there any conversations or anything like that need to happen before the
Yes.
2-hour deadline? All right.
Yes. So everybody's back together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's going to look at everyone, and she's going to kind of address everyone in turn. Like, so from what we've myself and Megan have gathered, what we've gathered is that these ships are going to try to go to California through the Panama Canal. The ones that they're sending us on, the civilian ships. There are some other medical staff here in this area. They came from a different hospital, but they have morphine. And I think you guys said something about it. But my main concern is that what happened back at the apartment. And she looks specifically at Dexter and Cabby.
I'm still
And
just kicked back on the bench with my eyes closed.
That's fine. She'll still talk with you because she's pretty sure that you're awake. And if she doubts it, she would kick your foot. Just to be sure. You guys can't take those large of risks without saying something to the rest of us. Like, I understand in the heat of the moment it was happening very quickly and stuff. But Cabby, you just ran out to go talk to some dude in the middle of a street, and then you came back and you ran upstairs. Like, you didn't tell us anything. And while this isn't a democracy, it does need to be discussed with us. It does need to be told to us, like, what is happening. Because that, if we're supposed to stick together, we can't be functioning as a group if we don't all know what's happening. And she'll look over at Megan and
I was about to say, Silvers comes into the tent at this point, and she's holding 2 coffees. She kind of hands you your mocha.
Okay. I mean, did she hear my conversation? Because I thought everyone
you assume
was
from
together.
the way that she's looking that she
hold on.
overheard as she was
Hold
walking
on.
in.
You said everyone was together, Aaron.
When I said everyone was together, I was meaning all of the current players.
Aaron, you have got to be more specific sometimes.
Yes.
So she heard it.
Yes.
Great. If you guys have like any comments or concerns, you can most definitely, speak your mind.
Makes sense
but-
to me.
But we have to,
Communication is helpful.
yeah. And we have to know where people are going. Dexter said something about moving in at least 2s. I 100% agree with this. I don't think anybody, even on the civilian ship, should go anywhere without at least one other person.
And at the word civilian ship, I'm just going to pipe up and be like, I have zero intention of getting on. No, you can't get me on there.
What are you gonna do when that is the location where we go? Like, there is nothing else for us to go. What is your plan then if you do not want to go on that ship?
Well, our friendly CDC doc said that they are making fallback positions west of the Mississippi, but most of Georgia's still up and running. Frankly, either I'm getting on that carrier or I'm heading out of here on foot.
You're going to head out on foot rather than be on a ship with negative tested individuals.
I'm just gonna like lean forward, open one eye, be like, you ever been on a cruise ship?
Yeah,
So you know how cramped they are, right?
sure. Are
Imagine-
you claustrophobic?
Nope. Imagine that multiplied by 2, since they're using them essentially as giant evacuation barges. Then imagine what happens if there's one person that tests positive. What happens if
one
there's
stowaway.
one variant? Now you have a giant barge filled with a bunch of people with nowhere to go. Doesn't sound very appealing to me.
Well, they said that everyone who made it here is tested has tested negative, and they were deadly serious when we approached the gate to Central Park to make sure all of our party had tested clean. And she'll look over at Via and she'll be like, what type of testing did you experience anything with the testing stuff? Because you're the only
You
other
would
person-
have. You would have gotten all 3 tests.
Yeah, I will pass that along. They were pretty serious about testing us.
Not to be devil's advocate, but like since this is like a newer thing, how like accurate are these tests for the sake of,
I'm
I'm
just gonna snap my fingers and point towards Kira. Be like, see, the kid gets it.
So you'd rather be on a
Alright.
ship with you would rather be on the ship
19.
with the CDC, who probably has samples of this shit. And well, we all saw what happened in Central Park, but you're opposed to going on a civilian ship that has been tested negative on multiple levels. That makes no sense. Or you're wanting to walk out.
There are a lot of places to hide on a cruise ship.
All right, really quickly, since time is finite, if you guys want to invest more time discussing that guy's decisions, whatever. But Ellen and I, we were gonna go on a little mission and seeing if anybody felt like, being part of that.
Who-
But if you guys just want to talk about
who?
your feelings, sure.
You and who?
Sorry,
you and
time out.
Ellen?
Retcon Via.
Okay.
I was looking into her eyes. I called her by her human name.
A human
My
name.
apologies. Yeah,
Well, we the time I think to move out by now is 50 to 45 minutes until they're going to start shuffling us off to wherever. I don't think you should really go.
20-minute round trip. Time is of the essence. Click, click. All right, I'm gonna start walking. Anybody about this? Security, confiscated items, weapons, resources, explodies. I don't know.
I look at Via to see if she's going with him.
Think it's worth a shot to go see what they have. It's not very far. And honestly, I don't want to get on that ship either.
Nope.
Okay, so that's a lot of nopes. I don't want to get on a ship with the CDC. After what happened at Central Park, I don't want to get on a ship with the CDC.
I'm happy
don't
to
think
not
so,
get on
but-
any ships. It's like being a fish in a barrel. No matter what you're on. Cabby has a point there. One person who gets through the screening process, one person who has a variant that they are not testing for, and we're all dead.
Think the movie Alien.
So, I just think everybody's entitled to do what they want. You're all adults, but for the sake of time, let's just do something that seems mutually beneficial to everybody's future goals.
All right,
And then
go.
when the clock strikes, we can all decide where we want to part.
All right, go. Go, go, go. Um,
Can we walk?
I'll go along, but first I will take the drone and all the components out and leave them with the group to tinker with, because I don't know what to do with that. Via doesn't know what to do with those.
I'm totally blanking here. I was half asleep. Where are you guys going?
We're going
going-
to the other terminal to look through the confiscated items, see if we can find any confiscated items or any more stuff.
Oh, cool, I'll go with you.
Good stuff. Should we bring that drone, that drone to survey though?
I don't know how to use it.
Go ahead.
To survey the
I don't know.
stores?
No, the terminal. Yeah, whatever. Let's go.
Security checkpoint in this terminal. So
So, Aaron, Dexter will go with them.
Rocks fall, party dice. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So you head outside of the tents, the three of you, and you notice it started to rain and there's a bit of a thunderstorm going on. It's still relatively light, and it's kind of just splashing into the snow and slowly turning the snow into mush underneath you. Let's see here.
I see some death flags. Let's see some flags with some intensity. This will be fun.
Funny.
Split the party.
Assuming that you guys are going to take one of the carts, what terminal do you head to?
whichever one is the closest that has a security checkpoint. I would assume there's a map of the whole airport that we could have seen.
It's not that the one that you're at doesn't have a security checkpoint. It's just not the main security checkpoint. It's like the pre-screened security checkpoint. Like you're just going.
That's not helpful.
Yeah.
We
So-
want the best
Those are
stuff
basically
possible.
gonna be
Everything's
kiosks. We
lethal.
want the main.
Yeah.
Before they wind up taking off, Dexter, are you staying with me and Rachel?
You know what? I've got honestly what I need. So I was thinking about going, but I guess I'll stay for now.
Well, I just was gonna say give a radio to whoever's going.
Mm-hmm.
So Dexter will hand a radio to Via.
Okay.
If Kira tries taking it, he'll say, "I Butterfingers," and I'll hand it to Via because he
All
dropped
right.
her phone.
Fantastic.
Or she dropped her phone.
You guys make your way over to Terminal 4. And the side that you come up on is, you can see in sort of plaques on each of the different ramps. You have one that says A7, A5, and A3, and those all have stairs that you can go up to get into the terminal itself. And so 3 of you are not going. It's only 2 of you. Just a double click check. All right, fantastic. So while that's happening and you guys are going that way, and what are the rest of you in the tent gonna do?
I am just going to kick back, try and get some sleep while keeping one ear on the radio. Have I heard anything from the doc in a while?
No.
It hasn't even been that long. Keep in mind, like, we're only staying
In an
on,
hour,
Like,
yeah. It's been an hour.
I'm telling you, I shipped them, dude. I already shipped Cabby and Mr. Doctor. Was it Burnett? I don't remember the name. I ship them together. Fan fictions are
Dexter is going to open his bag Otrix, and he's going to sort, organize, and inventory our ammunition.
Fantastic. All right. What's Rachel gonna do?
Rachel is going to stand at the entry to the tent and just look out over the military personnel and just watch what's happening, listen for any shouts or anything like that. She's just kind of, everyone else is out doing things. She's gonna just kind of make sure our stuff isn't messed with.
Yeah, I'm
And
still
kind of
back
just
there
keep
with you.
watch and just keep watch over everything. She's not yeah, that's what she'll do.
Okay. Give me a spot listen
Just so
as your
Victor
spot
didn't go
listen,
anywhere
yeah.
to do what he's doing. He's still there with you and Cabby.
Okay. Spot listen.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way I can turn that down a little bit?
Could I spend 3 just to make it neutral?
Did you mess up on the roll?
I-
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can go ahead and spend 3. So as you're looking out, you see every once in a while a chopper lift off after a few Marines get on it, and you notice that there are quite a few very large boats with ramps that start parking on one of the runways, and not on them, but like next to them, and start lowering their ramps onto the runways. And as they're gone, you kind of notice a couple of the Abrams start to pull out of the positions that they're in and make their way down that runway. And if you watch for long enough, you just watch as they're slowly loading the Abrams tanks onto those ships.
Are there any, do I notice if there are any trucks that are not being used, or maybe someone has just parked one of the military grade vehicles and is walking away with it with the keys? I kind of would want to track that.
There are a couple of transport trucks, that are parked, and you do see one person back one into sort of the makeshift parking lot that they've made, not too far off from where the helicopters are landing, and you can see a few individuals hopping out of the driver and passenger door, 3 individuals in particular, and one of them is like playing with the keys and as they're talking.
I kind of want to go and see if I can take his keys.
Okay. In what manner?
One of the Abrams keys?
No, this is the keys to one of the dark green open back transport trucks.
Use the skills the other nurse taught you. Evolve.
Oh, I thought it was a
Bend and
covered one. Wasn't it a covered
There are
one?
no covered ones out here.
Still, it's better than nothing. Okay. Yeah, she's going to go with a. Oh God. Yeah, she'll just do the bend and step. Sure, why not? Or like accidental bump into him, like not paying attention to where she's going because it's raining and she's in a hurry, and she's trying to get to a tent, and then the flirtation starts because distraction and trying to get the keys.
Okay, so I'll set the scene for you. You kind of watch this group making their way over from the truck, and they're talking very casually, and they're all in Marine uniforms. And you watch as the one with the keys kind of makes a symbol that kind of says, see you later, as the other 2 that were with him kind of break off and make their way over to the tower of JFK. And he's kind of casually walking backwards, watching them for a moment as he's beginning to make his way into a tent. When you find the perfect opportunity to bump into him, and you go ahead and you do that, and he goes, "Oh yeah, sorry."
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see you. I was concerned about the rain and
Oh yeah, no
getting
problem.
overly
No
wet,
problem.
especially in this cold weather and stuff like that. So sorry about that. Yeah. Uh, sorry. Excuse me. Like, how do I take his keys? Like, I want to like make the bump. Like,
Absolutely. Let's have you. Oof. All right. Um. uh, Here's what I'll have you do. I want you to make me a stealth check because there is no sleight of hand on this sheet.
a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Where is this stealth thing?
Under basic skills, right side, bottom.
I am going-
bottom skill.
I want to spend the full maximum competency points that I can to make this a success.
Okay, you spend 3 competency, you get your success. You notice that you, after the bump, now have the keys. And you quickly are able to put them away in a pocket without making any noise with them, without this individual realizing.
Okay. What's his name? Do I see his name on his shirt?
You see he has a Jacobs. And he's got a private first class insignia.
Okay, okay. So sorry, Private. Excuse me. If you need any medical or anything like that, just, let one of us know. There's a ton of nurses here, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure, no problem. I've got corpsmen for that sort of thing. It's fine. You have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
And he heads into the town.
She is heading right back to her tent, like, as
the
quick as possible.
As the private turns around, he's like, "She's so into me."
Yeah, and then I'm going to, as she walks in, if Cabby or Dexter make eye contact with her, she's just gonna pop the keys over to him and be like, "We have a flatbed truck." Or a transport truck. There we go.
So, I'm just still sitting there waiting to hear the radio go off. I just pick my head up, really confused.
Who
Say that
specifically
again?
Did you throw the keys to?
Whomever made eye contact with me first. If it was Dexter, then it would be Dexter. If it was Cabby, then it would be Cabby.
Roll a 1d2.
1d2. Okay.
I think we both do.
Yeah, there wasn't Cabby with eyes closed, or
Yeah, because, 1. So, I guess
Aha! It's not me.
it's Cabby.
So yeah, I'm just gonna pick my head up and look over, kind of confused at what you just said, and be like, "Say that again," as I see the keys flying towards my face.
And Dexter looks up confused and says, "A flatbed? Are we towing
Well-
a car?
Transport. It's a transport. I think that's what they call them.
Like a military vehicle?"
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't, or you wanted to get on the ship, okay? But your alternate plan is to steal a military vehicle and ride out of here on a military vehicle that should be carrying military personnel when the shit hits the fan, and you don't think they're gonna shoot at us?
I'm just gonna meet eyes with Dexter and be like, I don't know, maybe I was wrong about her.
I'm just saying, if the shit hits the fan like it did in Central Park, we should have an opportunity to leave this area without getting on the ship like everyone else doesn't want to get on the ship. Okay? So this is that opportunity. Worst case scenario, we say we found the keys on the ground. Here they are. What's the harm?
You stole the keys from a Marine? You're a badass.
What?
He said you stole vehicle keys from a Marine off his
I
person?
mean,
You're a
I
badass.
would like to say that it's just borrowing. I'm not a thief by any standard or way at all. But this is a way for us to do what everyone else wants to do, and in a hurry if shit goes down like they did in Central Park. So
Absolutely right, and I salute you. It's a good thing you talked to the whole group before you decided to do this.
Ha!
so yeah, well, this was not something that put everyone else in danger. So
I don't know. I feel like a Marine's just as likely to shoot me as a zombie is to bite me, but I'm on board with it.
Dexter just smiles real big. He says, "I'm kidding. It was a good grab. Nice
oh,
job."
okay. Whew. Like I was really nervous, but he was distracted by his other people. Anyway, like I said, if that call was bad, we can just say we found him on the ground. It's not a big deal. And she promptly goes and sits down, like she's visibly kind of nervous about what she just did. But she's like sitting down and she's like rubbing her hands together and on her pants, like on her scrubs a little bit, and she looks around like at all the people, and as if like to remind herself like why she was doing what she did.
Okay. Meanwhile, the camera makes its way over to the cart and watches as you guys pull up. And which gate do you guys pull up to?
What?
Which gate do you guys pull up to? Just in case. You have a choice
Dude.
of A7, A5, A3.
Okay, Moo, sit up, dude. Like you're like falling asleep over there, dude. Sit up.
I'm awake. I just don't understand the context of what
Which
gate we were in Terminal
Gate
4.
did the map
and then
indicate would be the best one to get off at?
Exactly. Like, I'm
So
just trying to get to the good stuff. I don't know.
no. So all these gates are Terminal 4. It's just so the closest to like the good stuff would be A3. A3, or you could go
Let's go for
underneath
that.
and go to A2. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you park just at the stairs of A3 and get your stuff together and make your way up the stairs, and you find the door's unlocked.
As a note, sorry to interrupt. I would like to gesture to Via that we take the effort to park in reverse, so if things go bad, we can immediately jet out versus having to do that like awkward turnaround.
Oh, you wouldn't have
process.
to do the awkward turn either way. This is one of those ramps where it has the underpass where you could access either side of it, and you can see
I
that
don't
there are a
know.
couple of 747s that are parked.
I feel like
Beeline
it-
escape route.
I feel like if shit goes sideways, I wouldn't take the time trying to get into a golf cart.
No, the airport carts, they go at least 40.
Oh, okay. I was misunderstanding the cart thing. I thought
Actually,
we were
no, the
talking like a
carts-
golf cart, and I'm like,
No. These are like the large carts.
the luggage carts.
Not the luggage cart. It's one of the mechanics carts. So it's got the it's got the two seats up front with the driver wheel. Then it has a middle section, and then it has a section behind that, usually for maintenance crews when they got to go out somewhere. And I apologize.
Or-
These ones go up to about 55.
Or like handicapped people, or like old people.
Yeah, or people that they have to take out to certain international flights that like park and want to do the whole staircase
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And you can see as you pull up to A3, there actually is a airport security truck there, and the door's open to it, and you can see that there's a little case that's sitting on the passenger seat.
What kind of case?
You're not sure? You'd have to go over and check.
Let's go.
Okay.
Excuse me. So you walk on over and look at the case, and it's got Flair written in and like emblazoned on the little case.
Big is the case.
Okay. The case is about the. Do you know how big a Glock case is?
I mean,
Kind of like a.
like a handgun.
Yeah, it's like the size of a regular
Okay.
handgun case. And it doesn't have any locks. Or it has like those pop latches on it that
Like
you can
pockets?
quickly like open up. And does anybody check inside the thing?
Sure.
Okay, so when you open it up, you'll see it has a generic flare on the left side, and then it has 12 slots for flares. You see 4 yellow flares, 3 green flares, and 2 red flares. On the 4 yellow flares, you specifically see the word Screamer. On the 3
Alright,
flares,
time
you
out.
see Popper, and then on the red flares, it just says Flare.
All right. Is this in your notes, or should we just jot this all down right here, right now?
This is up to you guys to keep track of.
Yep. Got it. All right. Okay. So let's see here. Flare gun case. 1 reg. 12 diffs. Okay. How many of each color was it again?
So you've got 4
4 yellow?
yellow flares that read Screamer. You've got 3 green that read that read Popper, and then the rest is just red flares.
Okay. And then 5 reds. And those are regs, right?
They just say Flare on
All right.
them.
Cool. Got it.
And there's one of those bright orange regular flare guns.
All right. And the bright orange one is loaded with 1 regular, right?
It's unloaded because it's in the case.
All right, got it. So it's just unloaded with the 12. Okay, got it. Cool. All right.
Other than that, you would
yeah.
see that there is a radio holster where normally the cup holder would be. One of the radios is missing, but there is a full-sized radio in there with a keypad on it. You're not sure if that would be comparable to the ones that Cabby has.
I mean, we have a cart. I think it's not lugging it isn't an issue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Screw it.
go ahead and chuck that in. It has the plug-in, like the lighter adapter for a car attached to it currently. Other than that, there's a bunch of papers in there. There's 2 safety vests in there, the bright yellow safety vests in there. There's a detachable orange light to attach on the car and things like that. And also there's a megaphone in there. All right, and that's all you can find in the truck itself. There's a locked toolbox on the back of it, though. It's got a padlock.
Is it like one of those ones that's built into the truck?
Yeah, it's built into the bed.
Okay. I'm not gonna bother with that.
I guess I. So, isn't lockpicking a skill?
Excuse me.
Thought that was a skill. Lockpicking is not a skill. Guess not. Thought it
Let
was.
me check something here. Let's see.
No, I
No
think that's
No, it doesn't look like it's a skill.
No, I think there's a thing you can learn.
Keys
that
in the
through-
ignition? Or
No.
under the visor?
You check under the visor and
Yeah.
a set of keys fall out.
Okay, is there a key for the toolbox?
There are 3 keys on the chain. Do you want to try it?
Try them. Yes.
Okay. So you try them, and the third one manages to open up the toolbox. And inside of the toolbox, there's tools for replacing tire. There's a couple screwdrivers in there, a couple multi screwdrivers that kind of look like this. Hold on. Kind of look like this. Where they have several heads on them. The one in there would be a lot longer, and it would have a detachable thing, and it would have about 12 different ones on there. There's also a a wireless drill in there with the plug system, and a couple bits for it in there, and there's a jack of some sort that you don't recognize.
Hmm.
Unless
Um,
any of you, unless any of your characters have worked at an airport.
No.
I don't jack lanes.
Okay.
I mean, it would make sense since we have this open to just toss all the stuff into the back of the cart that we
Okay.
have.
Never know.
I mean, technically speaking, if you all chose, so it's not uncommon for people to work. I mean, millions and millions and millions of people have worked for companies like FedEx and UPS and other airlines.
My character wouldn't know anything about this.
Not at all.
Nope.
No. I'm
Um,
a Trade fan.
Then I have a
Two
question. Would
people.
any of the would Rachel or Dexter or Cabby have any experience working at an airport?
Nope.
Dex?
I think it'd be a little too convenient if I said, yeah.
Okay. So then write down Mysterious Jack for that particular item.
I wrote Weird Jack. Is that okay?
There you go. Yeah, that'll work
All right.
fine. All right.
More of a character at that point.
So, and at that point, do you guys just go ahead and head inside the terminal itself?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So as you come up and you're coming through A3, so you make your way up the stairs and you go through the little tunnel and you come through the metal door. To your left is a place called Pete's Coffee. Across from you is a Hudson bookstore, and then there's a duty-free store, as well as a JFK clubhouse immediately in front of you as you come through the metal door. To your right is an express spa, as well as a place called Swarkovisk. Swarkovsky? Which looks to be
Swarovski, the crystal.
Swarovski,
chocolate?
sure. A jewelry store.
Oh, okay.
I'm not interested in any of that particularly.
Yeah, I don't need to engineer a laser so the diamond's used for me.
All right.
I would say that since I personally don't know what the rest of the group is going to do. I have not known these people for very long, and I have no idea whether the rest of them are going to take off and leave us here and get on the ship or not. I would probably be rushing us towards security, be following the signs for security at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, unless there's any signs that there might be a puffy poo poo panda bag in a backpack, I am just not caring about these.
There are plenty of stores around, so go ahead and make me another search check.
Sorry, Ellen. I'm a creature. Simple needs. All right. Okay. Search, right?
Mhm.
All right. Let's see what
Looking
damage
for
is.
3 successes here.
My question is, how much time is spent looking for this backpack as Ellen is searching security?
Burning 3 to get the. All right, fantastic. Do you briefly look through a couple stores as you're heading towards the security office or through to the security area? You find a couple more keychains.
All right. Might as well have a collection.
All right, fantastic. All right. So you guys are on the second floor. Do you want to take the elevator down to the first floor where security is, or do you want to just walk down the stairs?
I don't want to get in an elevator.
Okay, fantastic. So
Yeah,
as
that's-
you
I know enough.
as you guys pass the Etihad Airways clubhouse, you make your way down the staircase downstairs and start rushing towards security. And it doesn't take you too long. As you kind of make your way past Victoria's Secrets, you come to the beginning of the security line, the taped security lines, and begin making your way down to the blurred screens that they have up, and you can see some of the screening machines. Some of the belts are still running, and there's some luggage that's just like loosely piled here and there around some of the security screening equipment, and it looks like people left this area in a real hurry, because as you get to the other side of the blurred screens, there's quite a bit of luggage that's like piled up onto the belts, and some of it's open, some of it's closed, some of it's piled up in corners, and the scanning machines that they have you stand in and hold your hands up in, one of those just like constantly going back and forth, like somebody turned it on and then never turned it off. And I'd like the two of you to go ahead and roll me a search check as you see a few confiscation bins and lost and found not too far from here. All right.
I'm gonna E3. Always E3 on this.
Okay.
Put me in debt.
Fantastic. So, Via, you start going through some confiscation bins. The most interesting thing you find is a variety of pocket knives. Anything from stilettos to butterfly knives. And you find about 5 of them. But Kira, you actually managed to find a pistol case that is locked and has a white and red sticker on it, on the top of it, that reads that it should go to check-in baggage. And it's got the Glock symbol on there. Most common, handgun in the U.S., so. You go ahead and yoink that, I'm assuming. You don't see any keys to it, though. Let me see. With 4 successes, okay, so that would use up 3 of your successes to find that. Do you want to do anything else with your last success?
Maybe see some kind of clues as to where they would store the stuff that gets confiscated with no intent. You know what I'm talking about? The stuff that they take with no intent to giving back to the people. The real, like...
The real dangerous stuff.
Yeah, I don't even care about the Glock. I trade that for that intel.
So, as you're looking around, you spot that there is... there's a door that's open off to the far right side of the security lines, and you can see that there's a few monitors, security monitors with video feed on them, immediately through the door, and sticking out of the corner of the door, you see another one of these bins that you just pulled this Glock case out of.
Check it out.
Okay. 2 of you quietly make your way over there. And this is where I'm going to need concealment checks.
I don't know where that is on the sheet.
It's considered, I believe it's still considered stealth. It's just a specific, version of stealth that I'm looking for. The reason I called for concealment is in case any of you had a speciality that added to concealment stealth.
Yeah, I'm double checking now. I have stealthy, so...
Stealthy doesn't add to concealment stealth, no.
Alright, yeah, I remember we had this whole discussion of which one I'd go with, but we didn't take concealment, right? Oh yeah, we all exist. Anyways, so do I just do a stealth roll then?
Mm-hmm. Either way, you're doing a stealth roll. It's just, I needed to... If you had the concealment stealth, I would have given you something there. Oof.
Oh!
All right.
Clue.
So,
Just crashes into a counter, knocking everything off onto the floor.
Some very close to that actually happens, as this is a group stealth roll through. So your 3 successes via take away from 3 of the failures that Kira has. That leaves you guys with 2 failures in total. I'm not going to make any offers to take away the 2 for risk. What I'm going to say is, Kira, as you're making your way over, and you're the one who initiates this whole stealth mode as the 2 of you go over, you immediately stub your toe into one of the belt lines, and you like hit the metal part underneath the belt, and it just rings out through this area.
Man, can I roleplay that I did that and yelled the F word because there's toddlers around me in this house loudly, and I just slammed the glove box on the floor, just reaction in anger and pain. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, in the moment, what am I but a 19-year-old girl trying to find a way in this world?
Fantastic. As you make that noise, the 2 of you hear a bit in the distance, in some other part of this terminal. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go.
Okay.
A dog?
I don't recall them. They said it could affect the primates.
Do you have any reason to be overly afraid of dogs?
That's up to you.
They're fast. I say let's just get in that room and just get to it. That's the other
And
place,
in the distance, coming from the check-in counters area, you can hear the slow skittering of paws on the floor, as well as the loud sound of several sniffing creatures.
Creatures?
Now, when you say, let's talk about that word choice. Are we talking like
You don't know.
we're used to? You mean you don't know? We
Sort
think
of
we're
sort of
creatures.
familiar, sounding like a pack of possible dogs.
Sort of. Can we at least
Wait,
roll
why
to try to
is there a
discern what
pack
the
of
hell-
dogs in the airport?
You don't know.
Are they like
Are we a friendly NPC?
Would you like to
menacing?
go? Would you like to go investigate the dog sounds?
No,
Okay,
no.
then you don't know.
I say we get in his office where there's a bunch of cameras and see if we can get visuals ASAP.
So you make your way into
Okay.
the office, and it doesn't take you long as you look over the monitors, and you can see the containers over to your right, kind of stacked up at the moment, and one of them does contain actually a set of blades. One might even call them short swords.
Jeez.
And something that looks like a Clorox bottle that's had the top half cut off, and it has one of those large Tupperware plastic bin tops that's been like taped onto it, and there's some sort of liquid inside.
Aaron, I don't mean to derail here. Say that word again.
Which word?
The one meaning plastic container.
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
Mm.
Tupper.
Guys,
It said Tupper in this house.
pick your butt.
Uh,
Pick your battles.
yeah,
Tupperware.
I am, and I'm picking this one.
Are you sure you want to pick this battle?
Just let it go. I feel like because you mentioned that I should have some sort of an interest in this, but I don't. So
You don't have to have an interest in anything that I'm saying. It's just what's in the confiscation bins.
Via
Okay.
Are they in some sort of a case? Is this some sort of like Dungeons and Dragons nerd
Several
who tried
of
to bring
them-
them through the
It
airport?
looks like that might be the case, or a reenactor who was just being really stupid.
Is this like a portable unit? Like I can sling it over my shoulder?
You can't sling it over your shoulder. You could certainly pick it up. And it looks like it's designed to be picked up and carried around. And it's got a top on it. And there are 3 short swords in there. Each of them have their own sheaths, except for the one which looks like it's straight up somebody recreated it in their backyard, a orc sword Uruk-hai sword from Isengard.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to pick that up.
All right, fantastic.
So, what about the other 2? Are they like more?
They're more modern,
like 7-pounders. Or?
not modern.
Do they have
They're
any
more average
engraving,
European style
elvish?
swords.
Okay.
No, they don't.
They have
What are the
hilts, right?
hilts made out of?
Yeah, right now.
What are the
what
hilts
are we
made out
talking
of?
about?
Yeah,
Double edged. You know? Do we have?
like my Carta?
Well, you'd
Have a
have
balance
to
on
pull them out of
blade.
the sheath to find out if they're double-edged or not. Number
No, what kind
one.
of wrapping technique are we talking?
The very fine wrapping technique. It looks like something that you would buy
So it's
from.
not Walmart quality. It's like
No, it's
decent.
not Walmart quality. The only one that looks like it was homemade is the one that looks like it's a straight up copy paste of a Isengard Uruk-hai blade.
Doesn't mean low quality though. Homemade could be some quality.
Very
That's
true.
not passion.
Ellen picks up that sword and takes one more step to becoming the Mila Jovovich from Monster Hunter.
Which was a horrible movie, by the way. I watched it.
Hmm.
Okay. Yes, I'm
Okay,
going to
well.
set this case at my feet
Mhm.
while we look through everything else because I would like these to be mine.
Okay.
Or
So-
ours, I guess. Ours. Mostly
Yeah.
mine.
And
but-
as that's happening,
Yeah.
we
It's fine.
we
You
see
get
Kira looking over the monitors, and you scan over the monitors.
Thank
You
you.
quickly pick up a you quickly pick up some movement on one of the monitors, and there is a canine unit of Marines that are sort of starting to move in your direction.
It's not a pack of wild dogs.
No,
Oh, then that's fine. They're not gonna. Hopefully, not gonna
Debatable.
do anything to us. They don't care.
Yeah, then
Okay.
we don't
They
we don't
brought
have to
us
run
here.
chemicals at the. Yeah. So okay, then tell you what, I think I want to try to talk my way out of this. So what else can we find in this room while we're in here? Any other signs of just
there is a gun safe. There are vests that have airport security on them.
bulletproof vests?
Yes, bulletproof vest, Kevlar.
How many
Be
vests?
facetious?
How many vests? There would be 3 vests in here. Currently,
Like dead ass Kevlar actual vest. Like,
actual Kevlar vests, and they've got a bunch of pouches on them. They've got a few magazine holders. They aren't
yo,
filled with
Mia,
magazines.
High five, girl power, bro.
Each of them has a radio
Yeah.
on them, and also each of them has handcuffs on them.
Like, I'm not kinky, by the way.
Is there a handcuff
So-
key anywhere?
You look around, and it's in the breast pocket of
Good enough.
the vests. There are keys for each set of handcuffs. In the actual gun safe itself, which is a full-sized wall built-in safe with a padlock on it and a set of keys in the padlock, there's one MP5, 3 shotguns that are Mossberg 500s, and a couple of boxes of ammo.
So MP5 shotgun.
Big are
Not
these
very-
guns? These are big guns. Shotguns are big ones.
Yes.
I don't know anything about guns. Did we see any duffel bags or even like, what are those sticks people hit balls with?
There are a couple of batons.
Golf bags or anything in the luggage area that we can slide these into?
Yeah, you could quickly find a golf bag if you want to dump all of the clubs out or something to shove stuff in.
I don't want to. my thinking is I don't want to go walking around with a shotgun in my hand with armed Marines.
Mm.
I've been
Gotcha.
Walking
around
around.
the whole time. I've had
So, like,
Shoddy with me.
Very, very quickly, like the first golf club bag you find is I don't know why you would make a golf bag out of this, but you find one that's made out of suede. And it's got like, that's why I said, I've seen people with them. I don't know
Okay.
why you would have one, but screw it.
That's-
This is one of those people.
Right there.
But yeah,
Throw the swords in it.
Will my swords also fit in this bag if I take them out of the case?
They should fit with the case. It's a golf bag. right?
I don't know
Um,
how. I can't picture how big the short sword case is.
no. The case that they're in a large plastic bin for taking by security. So you'd have to snap open the bin and then take it off. It's very quick, and then you could grab the short swords out if you wanted.
Okay. No,
Um,
I'm thinking of how much stuff we have to carry.
Uh,
Plus, I'm assuming I'm still carrying my full
for Ellen's
backpack.
knowledge, the MP5 is a submachine gun. It's relatively compact. Not the most compact in the submachine gun classes, but relatively.
Oh, I think that's Shoddy. Okay. MP5
No, there are
is-
3 shotguns and an MP5.
Oh, 3. Okay. Are these like tactical 12
Shotguns.
gauge type semi-autos? Like
They are
is it better than
Mossberg
a shotgun?
500s. They are pump
Oh,
action,
Mossberg.
normal ass shotguns.
All of
Means
this
anything to me.
So pretty much the same as the one I have.
Pretty much.
loot all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll take all of them.
Sure.
And all
Come
the
carry this shit down.
ammunition.
Sure. There are 4 cases of shotgun ammo.
Okay.
Go ahead. Eric, you were going to say something?
I said loot all. Ding.
And there's 2 boxes of 9mm for the MP5. There are 3 spare magazines for the MP5. And that's what you find in the large gun safe.
Is there 1 spare magazine or 3 spare magazines?
There are 3 spare magazines for the MP5. It already has 1 in it, but it's
Jesus.
empty.
Are they filled magazines or are they just there?
No, they're just there. They're there for somebody to fill up.
Okay. Okay, so empty. Got it. Alright, cool. Alright. Yeah. I guess if Via doesn't fight me on this, I want to just try to help. Basically, just get the MP5 in the golf bags, and then fill it with among the golf clubs if we can hide it, the sword handles and the shotgun. Just kind of we put socks on them because there's golf clubs with socks. Just make it less noticeable quickly as I'm watching the cameras for these guys to approach.
It would
The
be
golf club bag
totally
has
normal
one of
for us
those.
to be walking around with golf clubs.
The golf club bag has one of those seal tops that you zip closed.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just in case they open, like tell the Marines, hey man, we thought melee weapons, seem to fish, you get a lot. Club ham.
As there's just a scattering of golf clubs on the floor. All right. Do you guys? Here's where I'm gonna have a thing. How over encumbered do you guys want to be?
Exactly.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I could say you could fit the shotguns and the swords into the golf club bag. You're not fitting the MP5 in there. So that's definitely somebody's carrying that. Then there's the
I'll carry
3
the swords
vests.
in the case.
I was gonna say, if anything, I've got there's fucking caravan things full of carry-on suitcases. So I think if the remainder would fit in a carry-on, grab one that's kind of cutesy. Cause hey, heroes, she's not a girl, but she ain't, she ain't tough. Get a little cutesy one. Throw that shit out. Throw the stuff in.
Like
slap. Roll.
pushy luggage cart things.
Yeah, like kind of like the small one, like the long. Oh, push
There's some of those. If you head away from the security terminal, you see a few of those. But on the belt, I'll say you see a Vexalia Critical Role luggage carry-on case that the MP5 and a few other things could fit in.
I don't know what that is, but Let's
Wow,
Is
take
there, like,
that.
fan
heathens,
service?
Is there
heathens.
a stroller, a child stroller? That would probably be even
No.
nicer because then we don't have to
Talking about
carry it.
D&D podcast thing?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we'll go
Okay,
with that.
we'll use that thing that
Alright.
you said that it
Whatever.
was there and put the stuff in
We
that.
didn't
that
catch the fan
item.
service.
I know one of you caught the
Motor
fan service at
lobby.
least. All right, but yeah, you guys go ahead and load it into that carry-on, and who's gonna carry the extra vest? Because that won't fit in there.
Oh, that one fit in the carry-on?
It's a little too
Well, I
bulky.
want to wear. Okay. Fuck it. I'll just. How much do each of those weigh? Like 20 pounds or 40 pounds? I forget. Is it like military grade Kevlar vest or just like semi?
No, they're police grade, so they weigh about 25 pounds.
Yeah. Dude, look, like my strength stat's not the highest. Like having my own is already tiring. Having two. Ooh.
Plus your shotgun.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, if anything, look for a little sports bag and just, you know what I'm saying, like kind of gym bag. Toss it in that. Try to
Okay,
wrap
yeah.
that around the thing so I can just drag. Yeah.
You dump a couple clothes and a basketball out of a gym bag and toss it in there.
Like a rolling suitcase, right? We can
I
just
might as well get a full one. You're right, but you know, whatever. I put in the small one. I look at the cameras, trying to figure out the trajectory of us trying to get out there without coming across the dolls, but it looks less likely as the minutes go on.
You probably got another minute before they come around the corner. All right. Guys, go ahead and load up, and you start making your way back.
I want to quickly grab that Clorox bottle because you know what? Fuck it. It sounds like it's dangerous.
How do you want to store that?
I just carry it.
Okay,
in my
good to know.
hand,
All right.
ready to die. That's how
I'm gonna lean away from that bottle. I don't
Sure.
like it. It's probably a bomb.
Oh no, I'm definitely not trying to put that in my face parts. But you know, I honestly have tempted to just store it on the opposite wall and just see if that'll bait the dog. But I don't know what the hell it's gonna do.
I mean, are the military, the Marines, the security people here aren't stopping people from looting. So,
Mm-mm.
All right, you're
I
right, let's go.
mean, presumably we don't have any huge reason to think these Marines are going to do anything to us.
No,
I mean, we should try to avoid them if we can, but I don't think we
You can
want
hear
to
the
like
sound of paws
murder
getting closer.
them. Look, we're going. We're
Yeah.
moving.
You guys make your way through the terminal, and eventually you pass by the Victoria's Secrets again, and make your way.
Let's take a second look. Like, damn, they're usually so expensive as I'm walking next to the.
Yeah. You pass by a Coach clothing store and a Guess fashion accessory store as you eventually come up to the Express Spa, and you can see Gate A3 in front of you. What's up? Eventually.
What do you mean?
Dexter shakes his head in judgment as the liberals are looting.
You make your way down the A3 ramp, and it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get these items down the stairs and then into your cart, but you do, and you are not interacted with by Marines while doing it. And eventually you're all loaded up. Do you want to go back for more looting?
Was there more to loot?
There were entire stores.
How long?
Oh no, I meant like a security.
How long has
It's
this
security
taken?
They're probably at the 35 to 40 minute mark at this point.
Yeah, and he said 20 minutes round trip. Or I'm sorry, she said 20 minutes round trip. All right. Rachel's gonna start like looking around, like where are they? This
You have a radio. You can contact them.
have we heard? I'm gonna look at Dexter and Cabby and be like, have we heard back from those two that went to the terminal again?
Dexter will key up the radio and say, "Hey, Lindsay Lohan, can you guys head back this way, please?" You're running a little long. Lindsay Lohan.
Jesus, it's just how offensive can you get?
We don't really get the reference, but we're on our way. Thanks.
Lindsay Lohan. Thief.
Wait, is he talking to us? Oh, we're gonna stab him. I'm not a redhead.
Is would not know that. That's what I'm saying. She's
Is
not up
he a
on the.
redhead?
No.
Yeah, I don't really watch movies, so I don't know.
I believe
that?
it's in reference to her being a thief.
Thieves.
That was an age thing.
This is a survival situation.
survival. Yeah, what? He who was without sin cast the first stone.
We're on our way back. We're
Yeah,
back
yeah,
in
right.
10.
Was this thief comment out loud? Because I would just be staring at Rachel holding up the keys.
Oh, yeah,
I'm getting a very chauvinistic vibe this episode.
So she's after she says that over the radio, she like makes sure the radio's turned off, and she looks back at Cabby and she's like, "I borrowed that,
Well,
not thieving."
I think they're out there borrowing a bunch of shit.
Okay. And I'm not the one that called them thieves. I'm just saying that's what it means.
We're a real family, guys. Look at the infighting.
Mhm.
All right,
We're
so
You guys go ahead and you make it back, and you make it back to the tent and got your go-kart, essentially, full of stuff.
Well, no, I
Yep.
would have definitely gone the Glock thing I threw in pain. Would have picked that back up. Those Glock box.
But yeah, you watch as they make their way back into the tent. I don't know if you carry any stuff off of the cart into the tent, or you just leave it in the cart.
I don't even have to get robbed.
No, I wouldn't leave the stuff unattended.
What did you guys get? A bunch of panda backpacks and shake weights, or what?
Yeah, that's what we got. We got some girly
I
underwear and some backpacks. And
I wanted to, but Marine.
Go look for yourself.
It's so expensive normally. It's supposed to be soft.
Welcome
Never
back.
had any.
Dibs on the swords, by the way.
No, that's cool. Just toss me a leftover. There's 3. I don't think you're doing a Zorro thing.
I just want the orc one.
You know, I am
Alright,
glad
so-
I watched One Punch. Otherwise, I would have thought you meant the old Zorro with Antonio
One Punch?
Banderas. Or not One
One
Punch, but
Piece?
One Piece. Yeah.
You're not one of us.
No, not when it comes to One Piece. I hate that show.
No, I meant otaku. Just like, how do you mix those two up? No, I know it's just a whatever thing. All right, all right. So the other 2 swords. Anything special details about them, or they just?
They are average European model short swords from the early 15th century.
Are they like just pretty much identical, or is there?
Yeah,
like,
they're like stylized after that.
Okay, but like the 2 are like the same, or are they different? Like one double edge, one single edge. One.
They're both double edged. They both they just have different pommels essentially, and different wrapping. Is the main difference between them. One looks a tiny bit more expensive. That's all.
Okay. So like just give me like a main description between the 2. Like one more regal, one more goth, one more. edgy,
One looks
more vampiric.
no, they're both relatively modest. It's just one of them has a bit of gold on the pommel and has an inscription in Latin.
Not practical.
And you being a polyglot, you would know that it's Vini Vidi Vici.
Oh, Italian, so we're trying to show off.
That image basically what we're talking about.
Steel.
I mean,
What's
the
the
gold-
steel like on the swords? Is it like a Damascus pattern? Just
No, they're
nice
not
polished
Damascus.
steel.
They're very nice polished.
Lovely.
Would you be experienced enough to tell how good the quality of the steel
My
would
character
be?
wouldn't be, but if we're talking about Geo, I can get some questions.
I mean, Via's kind of a nerd, so maybe
Okay,
she's
okay.
hit a Renaissance fair or 2 in her
Sure.
time.
All right. Maybe she has hit a Renaissance fair or 2.
to it, but
Let's go with There's not like an appraisal skill. Actually, you know what? We'll use barter as an appraisal skill here.
Okay. I don't know where that is. Oh, I'm not good at that.
Believe in the dice.
I can use a point
You can use competency points
to make that better. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So how many do you want? You can use up to a maximum of 3
I'm
for
gonna
each
use
competency.
3.
Okay.
Point.
So you go ahead and get 2 successes. It is very fine steel. It definitely was not homemade. This looks like it was done by it's very professional. Looks like it hasn't been used often, or the person who owned it did very high level maintenance on it whenever they caused any damage to it. So it's practically pristine. And it is sharp. Both of them are.
Whatever. I guess for the now, I'll just rock both unless Rachel wants one of the leftovers until something bad happens to the good blade. Then you have backups.
All right.
I like that Via Newton.
And as all of you are kind of standing there in the tent, you all hear off in the distance.
no.
Oh my god.
And over loudspeakers set up, this is your 5-minute warning. I repeat, this is your 5-minute warning. Begin to assemble on the airfield.
Alright, I guess I want to take, where you guys go, seriously? So, like, on this Kevlar vest, because now there's pockets and stuff, are there any, like, attached gun holsters or pockets that could fit some of these?
If you really wanted to, you could fit a pistol in one of the magazine holders.
Alright, I guess I'll try to, well, I guess I'll see, did you want the MP5? Via?
No, I don't know how to use that. It would be dangerous in my hands.
I don't
Hold on, for Ellen, so she knows what we are talking about here. There you go. That is an MP5.
I mean, Via would have experience with a hunting rifle and a pistol. Certainly not a machine gun. That would not be something that should be held by me.
Very far from.
Well, I have the Glock box, so here, if you can help me crack this thing open, if that's reasonable within the time for Aaron, I can give her the Glock.
So if Dexter sees like debating on this rifle, he will
No.
like, push it towards her.
Ours. No. Mine.
One of you can attempt to... Let's see here. I'm going to offer you guys, you can either spend survival points. I'm going to say it's going to cost you 2 to open up this Glock box. Or you can try your hands. Let's go for a... Oh boy, what could you use for lockpicking out of this skill list?
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know what
cool.
this box looks like. We got a bunch of tools
it is
and
a
a wireless drill.
No, he's talking about specifically the Glock box.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's
So
just a
if-
gun
so if
case
it's-
for a Glock, which is a pistol.
Is it like
Yeah.
impenetrable by normal tools?
Honestly,
No.
honestly, there are 2 tabs that stick off the front, and they're polymer. If you hit it hard with a hammer, it will open.
Assuming
That
we
is
got
pretty
a tire
true.
iron from
It's pretty
the-
true. Yeah, and
the
you could just like
security
force the
truck.
lock open at that point.
Yeah, I think so. Because like this Glock box I take it is the one where a responsible gun owner would stick it in here to travel in airport travel, and it's the one where they can do their TSA log, whatever things in it, and all that crap, right? We have the
Right, but the TSA
Yeah,
lock
like,
hasn't
kind
been put on there because you see on the bright white sticker that it's being moved over to check-in baggage, where they would put that on there.
what kind of idiot is whatever? You have a Glock box if you're gonna. Yeah, okay.
I have seen it happen so many times at this point. I'm not surprised.
All right. No, I believe you. It's just like I'm just still in the moment. Like, come on, like you take the time to get a Glock box to travel with, and yet you still fuck it up. Like a half education.
Most clocks actually come in the box when you buy them.
No, I'm talking about like specifically with the intent to travel with, like the ones you get where you can take it to.
Yeah, this isn't like the normal one that you get right as it gets delivered to you, or as they hand it over to you. This is one of the ones specifically bought for travel.
See the glazed over look on Ellen's face.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
Uh,
and we love
I'm
Ellen
just
for that glazed over
picturing
look.
like a box, like one of those clicky plastic things. Click click.
Yep.
Pretty
box.
much.
Why can't we?
It's
We can
basically a
open it with
Pelican.
the screwdriver that we got from the
They're tough
security
enough, so
truck, right?
it takes a while to open with screwdrivers.
tire iron drill. We can get
That'll
this
make it
thing
faster.
open.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
So you go ahead and use
Alright,
the.
and then,
Do you want to use the drill on it? Or you want to just use like a tire iron?
I mean, am I doing this? I will.
I don't
would,
know.
If anything, I would offer you to do that while I start filling your Kevlar vest with ammunition.
Are we doing this at the 5-minute warning when sirens are going off?
A siren went off. A 5-minute warning was called, and you guys are having this conversation.
Okay, are we getting on this boat? Because I am both not interested in splitting from the group, even though I don't know you people very well, and also not interested in getting on a ship where there are no egresses.
Nurse
Plus you have your new
Silvers
bestie,
and
Kira.
yeah, and Michael both say we'd like to get on the ship.
Bye. I don't say that in character.
What? Rachel's gonna look at him and be like, "Well, what if? I mean, Dexter's right. There are lots of places that people can hide. What if?
I mean, and this is Silver's talking. If we're honest, sure, there are lots of places people could hide, but it's the difference between being on the ground here where one of the infection main starting areas was, and traveling across the land through that to get to the Mississippi River, or getting on a chopper to get on a cruise ship to sail to the Panama Canal with a bunch of with a carrier, and usually those things have like destroyers and shit with them and military. If worse comes to worse, we jump off the ship and swim to the goddamn carrier.
To let you on. Okay.
If we're on a boat full of infected people, they're going to shoot us. They're not going to let us on their ship.
They'll blow the ship out of the water.
So bigger question, and I think historically, Cabby's really good at following up on this. I think I sound like Bill Clinton right now. So have we gotten any confirmation of whether or not we can go on the nicer boat? Because that would be the time to verify that.
So
There's no nicer boat.
when I hear the alarm, I'm gonna cue up the radio and be like, "Hey Doc, the word."
There we go. He's on it. I think we want that lieutenant though. He was going through some kind of bureaucracy.
Eventually, after maybe about 30 seconds here, I don't have anything new. I'm just told to get back on the same chopper.
We got to find that lieutenant.
Kinda
No,
need my radio at the very least.
I do not want
Okay,
to
I'll meet
be-
you at the chopper.
I do not want to be on a carrier where they for sure have those things on there. I don't want to be there at all. Like, at all. I mean, you guys are, saying not to go on the civilian ship where they have tested people that are not infected, but you want to go on a ship where there is potentially going to be infected.
Go on that ship either.
I'm not going on that one.
So this is my personal thing. Honestly, if I had to pick and choose, I think everybody should do what they're most comfortable with. But that being said, I feel like if we're gonna die, we're gonna die, and I might as well die learning the most about this weird.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
Guys, start getting packed up, and we'll just panic and mess it up at the end. That sounds good to me.
So I'm gonna grab all my gear, make my way over to the choppers.
Okay, you make your way over to the chopper, and you go over to it, and the doc comes up, and he says, "Here's the radio."
Oh, DM's telling you right now. Sorry.
I'm gonna take a look around real quick. Do I see that sergeant anywhere?
Lieutenant?
Whatever the hell he was.
You currently do not see that lieutenant.
All right. So at that point, I am just gonna make my way over to the group now that I got my radio back.
So, boat? Truck?
And you start hearing the engines of the helicopters whirling up.
Is there a way to just jack a helicopter? I mean, it's really hard to fly, though.
Nobody
People
knows
are
how to
beginning to
fly that.
line up at the ramps and slowly
Boat
make their
or
way onto
truck?
various different helicopters.
Okay,
You-
this is my one question with the truck. Do we have an escape route? Because we remember what it was like driving through that city, and we have an open back truck.
You can see a guy in a safety vest is making his way over to you guys at a jog, and eventually he comes over to you guys. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna need you to get on. Are you Glory? Which one are you?
We were supposed to go with the CDC party to Georgia
No.
to
No.
investigate that.
No.
No, the Georgia one's cut.
No.
So if you're
What?
CDC party,
Please don't.
okay,
Stop,
so you're
stop,
looking for the
stop.
Ospreys. Oh, yep.
No, we're Glory.
We're
Okay, Glory, you're gonna be hitting deck 7. You see this? You see this Chinook over here? That'll be the one that you can get on.
So
And
just
he makes his way, continuing on.
So just for my own understanding, I have no familiarity with geography as far as New York is concerned. JFK, in comparison to like Staten Island.
In comparison to Staten Island?
We're mainland right now, right?
he's wanting a map. He's wanting a map, Aaron.
Okay, give me a second here.
Like, how
Alright.
feasible is it to drive out of the city? Because I'm down, but like, you gotta drive across like a chunk, at least 2 different bureaus. Oh my god!
Give me
At least
one
how I
second.
understand that
Alright,
vehicle. That's the
you
one
are
where it's
here,
where it's like the Oregon Trail, right?
and I'm gonna ping the beginning of Staten Island.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Right here,
Where is it
and
from?
then this is from here, and then I want to get directions. Sure, we'll take that one.
Yeah, I just found where JFK
Oh, you found
is.
it? Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I am going to be buying as much time at this point because driving out of here seems like a really bad fucking idea now that I know where JFK is.
Is that bad?
Cabin,
Okay,
Cabin,
So
my man.
We're going.
You had all this time to look up JFK.
Wow.
For some reason,
So I'm going on the damn ship. I'm going on the damn ship.
I
for the
have
civilian.
encouraged
I'm grabbing-
Google
I
from the
am-
beginning.
I am grabbing my NPCs. We are fucking going on the goddamn ship. That's where Rachel and the NPCs are going.
Rachel and the NPCs make their way over to Helipad 7, and you make your way onto a Chinook. And you see Jesse, by the way. He kind of plops next to you with his bags. Jesse, the dark-skinned nurse that you saw in the tent.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's good to see you.
Mhm.
So the civilian ship are the civilian chopper? Are they the ones that are going to the carrier?
No.
The choppers, from what's been indicated so far, from what you have figured out, all of the CH-53Es, the Chinooks, and also the UH-1s and the Blackhawks, all going to the various different Carnival and Royal, Port Royal cruise ships. And what the maintenance guy just said is that the CDC guys were going to load up on Ospreys. And you can see Ospreys at the end of one of the runways.
So Dexter's going to look over at the last two remaining that are here, I assume.
There's like 3 of us.
Ellen and Cabby, and he's going to say, "Where you guys
What?
going?"
Damn! Dexter!
You guys finally see the lieutenant pop up into view as he makes his way over to the dock, and he starts leading Doc Peterson to the Ospreys.
I am going to immediately start walking over to the lieutenant then.
Okay, you walk over to the lieutenant, and he says, "Hey, I haven't gotten clearance for you yet. They say they're going to consider it when we've started moving, and if Dr. Peterson, unfortunately, isn't in charge of the group of CDC that's on board, that's going to be oh God, what was her name? I don't remember what the other doc's name was. Sorry, but they got to talk to another doc. If they decide that they need extra help, they're going to grab you."
I mean, the carrier's going to
cool.
be along with the cruise ships, guys. Like,
Is it?
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, I thought that was something they were just presuming. Mr. Frito Tommy.
What's up?
So are you guys gonna put together like a group to go check out what happened in Georgia at some point?
I am unaware of a reconnaissance mission of that sort at this time.
All right, just saying. This sounds like to be a cool way to die. All right, so I'm gonna start heading towards the glory copters because I think
He just looks at you.
So
I'm sorry.
And then look, depression. A lot of these people exaggerate on it. Some of us know the truth. So, anyways, go do your thing. I know you're busy. Thank you for your time. Actually, I have one extra bag to pull out of my back pocket. Don't get pervy with it, okay? Have some sweat. All right, so Via, are you comfortable with the boats? Remember you mentioned concern about not having escape routes. And
You just clearly see the
like-
lieutenant in the background, like he has his arms up. He looks visibly confused, and he's just
So-
slowly walking away with the dog.
So at this point, before the lieutenant gets too far out of earshot, I'm going to look over at Dexter. I am going to try and bullshit as much as I have to. I will make a roll for this if need be.
Very well.
Be like, that Blue Skies fellow we ran into, he was kind of an asshole, but as far as zombies go, can't say he was the worst we've run into. Just trying to pique the lieutenant's interest.
Sure, you are gonna make me a oof. God, where's just straight up bluff on this sheet? when you
Right?
read it? Excuse me, people watching on stream as I zoom in to the character sheet.
Can you do a split between two different ones?
I was gonna
Average
say-
out the score? So, like,
Um,
composure expression?
I was just about to say composure expression because yeah. Take your
Alright.
average between composure and expression and make that roll.
So I'm sitting at a 50 then.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna spend 3 off the top, and why didn't it roll?
It did. You rolled a 71.
It did.
Good.
Oh,
Which,
And your target was a 50 straight?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I need to make a roll for him. Let's see here. This is going to be military officer. Character sheet, and then he needs to roll detect motive. I don't think his command aptitude is going to come into this, so no. A 1.
Everybody's been failing around here.
Okay. All right. Fine, come with me. If you're lying, I'm kicking your ass in the ocean.
That's fair.
And he heads back, and he says, "All of you, come on, let's go, let's go."
what? What? Like
Anyway,
even us that
no, I think you're already at the chopper, but
Oh,
the remainers.
that's fine. I don't want to go on that
for.
crazy ship anyway.
Oh
so.
no, this party is fully splitting.
Oh yeah, the damage has been done. Well, while that's happening, I guess I'm gonna go and try to consult with Via and be like, so I'm already expressed discomforts with the ship thing, but chaos. And I'm just looking around. Are you okay with going to ship just cause or do you want to try the truck route and really split this party?
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! All right. You know what? If it happens, it
That is
happens.
so tempting.
If it happens, it happens.
Just to mess with
I will
Aaron.
run a triple front campaign in this bitch. Let's go.
Character, I will double down with you just because that's amazing. I will double down with you, girl. I got you out of character. But if you're gonna be responsible, we can go on both beating each other. But I'm trying to respect the because you mentioned your character had concerns, and I just
I'm more concerned with splitting up than I am with being stuck on a boat
agree.
with no escape. So I guess
agree.
boat.
All right, but at this point, we're already split. So Jesus, glare, whatever. All right, well, which boat you want to do? You want to do the one that probably has the STDs and will die, or the one with the people and will die? Different kinds of stupid.
I mean,
I
or
personally lean toward the CDC boat, but it's probably
Yeah.
we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna die on either one. So if we're gonna
Yeah,
die,
I agree with the CDC boat, but personally, I like Rachel the most because she actually listens to our feelings. It's not just because she's also a girl. She listens to us.
that's fine. If you want to go glory, let's go.
Screw it. We can make it a party ship. I don't know. Maybe you'll find love. All right, let's go for glory.
It's almost like that's what the ship is designed to do. All right.
So, I guess the girls are going one way and the boys are going.
Pretty much. Yeah. All right. So that is where we will end the session as the choppers begin to whirl up and take off, and the Osprey engines kick on and begin to take off. And the party has split between the carrier and Carnival Glory. Thank you all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And we hope you join us next week for the continuation of the clusterfuck that this show is. We love you very much. And we'll see you next time. Adios.
bye.